I was an extra in the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. I know, no autographs. I'm just a normal person like all of you. I put my pants on one nipple at a time and wipe my ass crack after a hard shit with both hands. But I figured I'd go into detail about this. I've talked about it on the official podcast a little bit, but I've never really dove into what it meant to be the world's most spit-on extra. When it comes to being a useless extra in a movie, I'm the cream of the crop. I'm the cream supreme. Does that mean that I'm the best actor in the entire world of acting? I like to think so, but on paper, no, absolutely fucking not. So this story starts like every other good story, every other fairy tale. I had just drained my nuts at a hard jerk-off session, and that's not a joke because I genuinely did jerk off. And in that like brief 5 or 10 minutes of just pure euphoria where you feel like you know everything in the universe, like you see the strings that hold it all together, I decided, you know what? I want to pursue some acting. So like every 21st century man, I turned to Google and I was looking up open casting calls and found one for Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. It was in Atlanta, and they wanted headshots and full body shots shirtless. I didn't really know how to do this because I didn't have either of those, and I didn't really want to ask my friends because Tinder wasn't exactly around at that time, so I couldn't just play it off as, hey bro, I'm just trying to slay some punani out here, take these cool shirtless pics of me, let me flex real hard real quick. So I didn't want to ask my friends for anything like that, so I thought it'd be significantly less weird to ask my dad to do it. So my dad was snapping some cool shirtless pictures of me like every good father and son relationship. But what I didn't think of at the time is my dad's 6'5", he's tall as shit, and I'm 5'6", I'm short as shit. And he was taking them at regular eye level, so he was looking down on me, which made me look even shorter than I am. So I looked like a fucking action figure in these photographs. They ended up choosing me to play an extra, and when I went to the fitting, they had a hard time actually getting me anything because they had already banked on me being 4'1". So that was kind of nice and flattering when they're like, wow, you're taller in person, because that's something I've never heard in my entire fucking life. Usually it's, wow, yikes. But anyway, we do eventually find some clothes that fit me, luckily, as if that was a Herculean task. You could have just gone to Toys R Us and found some shit for me. But anyway, we move on from there. We go to the filming. It was about a week after the fitting. And the scene took place in this podunk shithole rust-filled factory that they were using for this location. I guess they had just nicely asked all the homeless people that lived there to leave and kindly asked the heroin addicts not to come back for the course of the next week. So anyway, the scene I'm in, Katniss goes to this factory. It's District 8. It's supposed to be a hospital where she's looking over shit. I'm going to play a clip from it here. Helping hand some goofy goober who had no clue what he was doing but was supposed to be caring for a burn victim. They gave me a slight line to read. I guess it wasn't supposed to be like a SAG type line, SAG being Screen Actors Guild, where you need 3 lines to automatically enter it, so it doesn't really count, unfortunately, and it never would have even if it did make the fucking final cut, which it didn't. I will never forgive them. Boycott Hunger Games because they took out my part. But anyway, my line was somewhere along the lines of, this girl needs help, she's burned, yikes, oh shit, it's a burn, I don't know what I'm doing, I am not a doctor, it's a burn, help, basically just crying for help. That didn't make the final cut, and neither did a lot of other people's lines. There's an elderly man next to me that had a line. You can actually see him in the final cut here. But anyway, I was on a mission to solidify a spot in the final cut of this movie, so I was doing everything necessary, no holds barred. If I had to start rimming people, I'd start rimming them. If I had to start flipping tables and wet willying bitches, I was gonna do it. I was getting into this fucking movie's final cut, no matter what. So what I would do is I would chase around the action in my designated area. So the elderly man that had lines, I would keep scooting closer to him in between takes, that way I'd be there. They didn't use his lines, so that slapped me right in my fucking face, unfortunately. I also really goofed around probably too hard. I would be like screaming kind of loud because they're like, be chaotic, be wild. And I was just like, fuck, oh shit, fuck, sometimes. And obviously that didn't make the final cut. I thought there'd be a slim chance of that though, maybe in the background like an Easter egg. But I didn't put too much real estate in that. I didn't expect that to make it. But what I did attempt and really thought would make it to the final cut is when this kid right here, the kid who says, are you here to fight, are you gonna fight with this Katniss? I was originally positioned where this one girl's head is poking out. That was supposed to be me, but my plan was, I knew this kid was going to be in the movie no matter what because he's an actual actor. They paid him to do these lines. So my plan was to sit up as straight as possible, as erect as I've ever been in my life, the world's most perfect posture. So that way my head would be at like his titty level. So every time they'd have his lines going, you would see me. you'd have to see me. Unless they were gonna fucking pixelate me like a UFO documentary, you were going to see me. But what they ended up doing is they told me to switch with the person they ended up putting there, which is this person that's poking their head out, all very cautiously, just trying to avoid it. I was trying to get in it, they're trying to stay out of it. They changed me because I was blocking their shot. I was too intrusive, so they ended up putting me a little more ahead. That's not to say I didn't make the final cut, though. It was, at the end of the day, a mission successful. If you pause the movie right here, you can see my arm doing the, is it the, I don't remember, one of these, or whatever the fuck the symbol is for Hunger Games. But yeah, you can see me poking it out there. And yeah, that was my extra role in the Hunger Games Mockingjay, and I probably ruined a little bit of that scene. Not by design, but I was out for number one. I was going to be the world's most impressive extra on this movie. Unfortunately, they outsmarted me. But I do honestly kind of feel like maybe I did ruin a couple of the scenes that were supposed to be in there. Because, like I said, there was a lot more lines, but I'd keep fucking scooting closer to them. And I guess they probably didn't like me being in every single line. Which, honestly, I can totally understand. And that's not something that crossed my mind. I never thought that I would maybe potentially ruin someone else's line by just being there. But I can totally see how that could have happened. So, if you did have a line in this movie that didn't make it and you suspect it's because I kept photobombing the shit out of it, that's on me, and I'm sorry about that. But I mean, hey, it's Hollywood, you know. It's a dog-eat-ass world out there. I was just gunning for it, and it did not pan out the way I was hoping it would. But anyway, at least you can see my arm in there. That's it. So yeah. In the late 90s, a very popular Japanese game show tortured a man for a year and broadcast it every Sunday night. This isn't like reality TV where it's all fake and scripted. Not to ruin Christmas for all the believers out there. This was legitimately torturing another human being for the sake of entertainment. And it was extremely popular, averaging 17 million viewers every Sunday night that they'd play the clips. That's absolutely massive, even by today's standards. It's more viewers than the last 4 years of the NBA Finals and the World Series. And obviously more than most television shows get. For reference, The Boys season premiere got around 8 million viewers, and according to YouTuber Atrocity Guide, who also covered this story, the most viewed episode of Game of Thrones got around 16 million viewers, so it even beats that. Just an absolutely massive success, but it doesn't stop there. The producers knew there was still a little milk left in those teats, and they wanted to suckle. So they actually turned it from just a weekly broadcast into a full-blown live stream where you could log on online and watch him suffer in real time. So whenever you were just feeling particularly quirky, you could hop in there and watch a man be miserably tortured for the better part of a year. Doesn't that sound like fun? What a great way of starting the day. A nice bowl of cereal and milk for breakfast and watching a man's sanity slowly deteriorate as he dances around naked in absolute agony. Wonderful. This is the story of Nasubi. As I briefly mentioned, another YouTube channel named Atrocity Guide made a great video on this topic, but I wanted to go even deeper. So we, Caleb, Chelsea, and I, really did a fucking thorough deep dive, spreading the foul cheeks of this situation wide open, going through live streams, all of the broadcast clips, in order to really get a handle on just how vile this whole thing was. So let's begin. In 1998, a popular Japanese game show named Susanoo Dimpa Shonen held a raffle to find their next contestant for an upcoming show they were working on called A Life of Prizes. Nasubi ended up winning the lottery and was ecstatic. He believed this was going to be a big break for him since he was also an up-and-coming comedian, and he was escorted to a small apartment where he was then instructed to take off all of his clothes in order to participate in the game. The challenge was he would have to survive in this apartment on nothing but his winnings from sweepstakes. They only provided him with water, and he was told that he would not be allowed to leave or communicate with the outside world or have any access to anything that he didn't directly earn through magazine sweepstakes. He was told that he'd need to win 1 million yen, which at the time, 1998, was right around 8,000 US dollars, through only mail-in magazine sweepstakes in order to complete the challenge and be released from the room. And yes, this does include food. They didn't provide him with any food. The only food he'd have access to is the food that he earns through mail-in sweepstakes. It just feels like there were better odds of a bird carrying $10,000 in its mouth crashing through the apartment window than actually earning 10 grand through mail-in sweepstakes. This shit is like something you would actually hear of like fucked up prison guards at Guantanamo Bay doing as like a joke or something. It's so cruel and brutally difficult. But Nasubi did actually pull it off. It took Nasubi 335 days total to finally make enough money to be released from it. Or at least, so you'd think. This is actually only the tip of the iceberg here, but I just want to give you the story in a nutshell. And I also want to explain the name Nasubi, because that's not actually the contestant's real name. His actual name is Tomoaki Hamatsu. The name Nasubi actually means eggplant, and he got this because the producers used an eggplant to censor his genitals for the broadcast, and they also said that his head resembled the shape of an eggplant. The whole point of the Susanoo Denpa Shonen broadcast here was to laugh at Nasubi. And people were. 17 million people having an old hoot and a holler, real side-splitting comedy, watching a man be legitimately tortured. Nasubi believed that he was being recorded and that the clips were going to be re-edited and broadcast for TV. So he would come in and like update people on what he's doing. Like, I just won this can of cat food. I just won this bicycle. And then he'd like dance around and try and make it entertaining. But he never knew that he was being live streamed the whole time. He was under the impression that it was just going to be moments from the challenge. Not that every excruciating second of this challenge was being broadcast to all of Japan. Extremely fucked situation, and this is just the bare outline of it. What I want to do for this video is actually go through a lot of clips and moments from this live stream and the broadcast, as well as just everything surrounding it, because it is so baffling. It is bizarre that this actually happened. I remember Vsauce did a video on what happens to the mind when you're cut off from stimulation in the outside world for an extended period of time. And unsurprisingly, it is so psychologically damaging to be completely alone and isolated like Nasubi was. And Vsauce only did like a few days. Nasubi did over a year, 15 months total.
Wait. なんと脱いで
書いていると
はい
誰かが来た、
はい
宅急便、
やった来た第1号
気分フードケミファさんのファイバーゼリー12個入りでございます。
いただきます。
This was Nasubi's first big win, a fat dubski. He was able to secure 12 pots of fiber jelly. I don't know what the fuck fiber jelly is. I've never heard of it in my life. That sounds like a made-up substance in the movie Snowpiercer, but it was huge for Nasubi because it's his first bit of food since this started, so he was extremely hungry and was able to get some nutrients. This wasn't the first thing he applied for, though. The first sweepstakes he was entering were for clothing items. He wanted to cover up, obviously, because being naked is going to be cold, uncomfortable, especially since it's being filmed. So he had applied for an apron first, but he didn't win.
やった!また何か当たったんだ。
はい。
お名前出してもらいたいと思いまして。
あ、はい、わかりました。はい。
当選か？
まずラーメン。全部で1700円になります。すいません、間違えました。
Obviously, since Nasubi was trapped in isolation, cut off from the rest of the world, he cherished every single knock at that door. It was the only bit of human interaction he gets. So he'd get excited, and of course he's expecting to win something, since why else would someone be knocking at the door? So he gets really hyped up, like, hey, finally something came that's gonna help me get closer to completing this challenge, or maybe it's food and I'm starving. But that wasn't always the case. Like in these two clips here, sometimes it was just fucking cruel, where a postman knocked on his door just to let him know that he needs to put his name on the mailbox or some shit, and then also someone put the wrong address for a ramen delivery, so he couldn't even have the ramen after smelling it. It was just really sad to see.
米か？
でんででーん。
米だ。
でんででーん
ナスビ米
お米5キロです
Finally, it seems fortune's looking up for Nasubi here. He's able to secure 5 kilograms of rice. But then things get heartbreaking when he realizes he has no way of cooking the rice, because he'd need to win a pot from a sweepstakes in order to use it. So he just has 5 kilograms of rice that he can't cook. It's fucking terrible. You know, like, it's a treasure that you can't have. So he gets desperate and he starts resorting to eating the rice raw.
ママグロをかじる
お願いしますおかゆにでもちゃんとなってください申し訳ないですけどねちょっとこれは失敗じゃないですかちょっと待ってちょっと待ってよこれ
実験成功
Unable to continue eating the rice raw, Nasubi knew he needed to find some way to cook it, so he went full fucking Jimmy Neutron here. He hatched an idea to put the rice into one of the jelly fiber containers, and he put hot water in it, left it out overnight, hoping to make it somewhat cooked. As you can see in the clip, he said, even if it's gruel, just make it into something. It didn't work at all. So he came up with another plan to put it in the fiber jelly container, put it in the hot water, and set it next to the gas burner. So that way it would kind of cook it by proxy. And this worked. It was able to cook the rice, and now he had an efficient way of actually eating that rice that he won.
自転車に乗ってご飯が食えるんだからね幸せだな僕はね
Slowly but surely, Nasubi was chipping away at that million yen goal, winning more and more prizes, such as a bicycle, which on the surface seems pretty useless since he couldn't take it outside, but he turned it into a stationary bike, and I'm sure that was like a good way of stimulating him, because what the fuck else are you gonna do? So he'd eat his watery rice while pedaling on the bicycle, and he started gathering more and more winnings. It started to look like my fucking dorm room from college, just a bicycle and all kinds of miscellaneous shit all over the place.
来ましたね見事にいやいややってみるもんですねほら
お米の炊き方98年3月版ニューバージョンです
やっちゃってるよこれもうトレビアン
He also upgraded his whole cooking operation by using a pin and a can of sake. He was able to create a pretty efficient cooking apparatus, so he was able to make rice more efficiently. He was even able to cook spaghetti now. So he was really like climbing up the tech tree here by just being an absolute fucking genius. And it's also worth noting, some of the more useless things he won, like the bicycle, wasn't entirely worthless because that helped increase the value of his winnings, bringing him closer to that million yen mark. So even if he couldn't get a ton of usage out of it directly, just having it in the room was beneficial because it gets him closer to being done with the challenge.
瞬間が訪れようとしているしかし
あでもちょっと厳しいねこんな
小さすぎた
こんな感じになっちゃうねちょっとね
Now, it's been about 2 months in this clip here, and according to Atrocity Guide, Nasubi submitted 5,748 sweepstakes entries in the first month. So you can imagine that he's right around that 11,000, 12,000 sweepstake entry ballpark, and he is just now winning his first article of clothing, which are used panties from someone named Hitomi-chan. I want to say I had no idea the used panty market spanned this far back in time. This is 1998. I thought soiled panties, used socks, and bath water were things women started selling within the last decade to take advantage of like internet sales. I had no idea that this was a popular market all the way back into the 90s. But anyway, Nasubi wins these panties. It's his only article of clothing he's won so far, but they don't fit, unfortunately.
名前つけてあげないとねかわいそうだねそうだナスビのお友達でビーナス
ナスビビーナス連れて初めてのお散歩
I found this one to be extraordinarily sad, so still around 2 months now. He's had no contact with any human beings aside from the delivery guy just dropping off his winnings. He wins a stuffed seal which he names Binasu and takes him for a walk. It's his only source of companionship. That shit just breaks my heart to see. I'm not gonna lie.
すげえ肉だ5枚の肉
貧乏芸人の日常生活においてステーキの4文字なんて想像だにしなかった。
肉をボールペンに刺して炙り始めた。5分後。
美味しそう。
ナスビにとって最高級の食べ物、ステーキを今まさに食べようとする瞬間。
This is his first time winning a direct source of protein. Up until this point, his diet was mainly just the rice and like spaghetti. So he'd be getting trace amounts of protein, but never something like steak. His macros had to be so fucked from this, but he finally gets steak, and he cooks it by using a ballpoint pin to cook it over the direct flame, and he gets to eat it and is super happy about it. I'd also like to highlight something in that note he wrote. He said, in the life of a poor comedian, he's only used the word steak in his imagination. I think this is big because prior to this challenge, Nasubi wasn't a popular comedian in Japan. He wasn't well off or anything like that. This was his big break, which is why he was so excited to be part of this show. And then he gets tortured. It's so fucking cruel. Like, you can't help but feel absolutely horrible for this guy.
当たった。
電車でガッ
さらに
専用コントローラー好き。
運転手はナスビ、車掌はビナスってな風に。
かな。
加熱しないで食べるつもりだ。
うん。全然いける。美味しい美味しい。うん。すべてヴィーナス君のおかげだ。
He wins a PlayStation game as well as a special controller for it, but he doesn't have a PlayStation or a TV to play it on. He then also wins raw pork and raw crab and eats it raw because he didn't really have an efficient way of cooking those. And you can see that he talks a lot to the stuffed seal. This is very much like a Castaway situation with Wilson. When you're deprived of human contact for as long as Nasubi has been, you start to try and find ways of being social. Humans are social creatures by nature, which is why it's so torturous to be deprived of that. It's fucking brutal. It's been right around 3 months by this point, and he is not even halfway done to the 1,000,000 yen goal.
掃除機です。
3ヶ月ぶりの掃除スタート。
テレビです。テレビ。まあ1は映んねえのか。アップするよこれで。
そのものとは
歯ブラシと歯磨きのセットです。
He's able to win a vacuum cleaner, which enables him to clean the room for the first time in 3 months, and then wins a TV, which would have been great because he'd finally have some source of entertainment, but unfortunately, since there was no antenna, it was useless because it would only play static. And he still didn't have a PlayStation to like play the PlayStation game that he won, so the TV was just a source of fucking white noise, I suppose. And then he finally gets something really, really useful, which is a toothbrush and toothpaste, which lets him brush his teeth for the first time in 3 months.
白衣を着た人現る。
健康チェックに来ただけです。
全く問題ありません。ナスビさんは健康であると認めます。
This is one component that I always see left out for all of the publications or videos that talk about the horror of the Nasubi story. They actually had a doctor come in and check up on him. The staff wanted to make sure that he wasn't like on the brink of death or that he hadn't contracted any like serious disease or anything. So they had a doctor come in, take his vitals, also did like a blood and urine test, or so they claim, and then gave him a clean bill of health. Now, assuming that that's all legitimate and not just, theatrics for the television program, I would still say this doesn't take into account the actual torture this man is enduring. Like, even if his vitals are okay, he doesn't have a disease or any, like, big alarming health concerns. This is a man that has been deprived of sunlight, socialization, entertainment, and just basic human needs for 3 months by this point. So even if all of the blood work and all of that is within normal limits, this is a man who is still very much not okay. And to try and make it seem like, no, everything's great, Nasubi's happy, and this is a totally fine by the books thing, look, the doctor even says so, is even more scummy and shitty.
嫌なことに気づいてしまった。命の源お米が米袋の底に溜まってる程度になってしまってる。
ついに今日で最後か。これが最後のお米です。はい、僕 グフードです。
すると
まずい。
ドッグフードです。
Somehow, the story keeps getting more tragic. The rice that he won on the 20th day was finally running out, and he was unable to win any more during this time, so he resorted to eating dog food. And dog food became the primary thing that he was eating. It was like his main diet. So he was surviving off dog food. And another thing that I've seen brought up a few times that I also question is the legitimacy of like what shows up, because it would have been very easy for producers to intercept things that Nasubi had won if they were too helpful. Like, I find it very odd that the only thing Nasubi won in terms of clothing throughout all 15 months was a pair of panties. That seems so unrealistic. I really think there may have been foul play, and this is just a conspiracy, where the producers intercepted clothes in order to keep him naked for the sake of the comedy of the show. And I think that there could have been a lot of cases like that. There's also nothing that would have stopped them from sending things he didn't win, like dog food. He may have never entered a dog food sweepstakes, and they could have sent it to him in order to further humiliate and torture him for the audience. There's just so much shit in here that is beyond cruel and unusual. It blows my mind that this is something that actually happened to a real human being.
神よ、我に生きる力を与えきり、米です。ちゃんちゃちゃん。米はだって。
Luckily, he was able to win rice 3 months later. He won 10 kilograms of rice about 3-ish months after mainly surviving off dog food, as well as a couple of other foods that he'd win here and there. But dog food for a while was like his primary source of nutrition. And then he finally gets rice again. Now, it's been about 6 months-ish, and he is finally halfway to the goal. In 6 months, he reaches the halfway point. According to Atrocity Guide, he has submitted 38,000 entries by this point. 38,000 sweepstakes entries in 6 months, and he is only halfway to the goal.
久しぶりだ。
この時ナスビは思った。
終わりですか。100万いったんですか。いってない。意味がわからないんですけど、全然。うわー、車やった、動いてる動いてる。これはまあ全部揃ってるというか、引っ越しっていうことなんですか。
Just when you thought it couldn't get more fucked up. So what happened here is this show was so popular, people eventually found out where Nasubi was being held. So there was paparazzi, reporters, and everything that all were crowding around the space, so the producers moved him to an identical space where no one would know where he was. It was super far away, it was like 5 hours away, I believe, and this whole time, Nasubi thought, oh, I must have won. But it turns out he didn't. They were just moving him to continue the game in a different location. It looks like actual kidnapping, and to a certain extent it is. The entire time, Nasubi is kind of delirious. He hasn't talked to people in a long time. He even says his mind is clouded with anxiety, and he's saying things that don't make any sense. He's unable to really talk to people, or talk around people in general. He's like completely lost that ability due to right around 6 months in total isolation.
しかしこの企画が放送されていることを知らないナスビにプロデューサーは、
なんか演技担ぎ。じゃあ私のためってことですね、これは。
身に余る光栄です。
The team told Nasubi that he was moved to a new location for renewed luck, so better fortune at a new spot, because they didn't want to tell him the real reason that they were relocating him. So they came up with that, and I'm pretty sure Nasubi doesn't believe them because he kind of laughs about it, saying, oh, so it's for my own benefit. I think he's very well aware now that this is a pretty fucking evil team of producers here, and whatever reason they had for moving him probably wasn't for his own benefit.
格屋のこれは椅子と机が当たったってことなのかなこれは。社長気分っつうのかね。
当選第1号、国用のパーソナルデスク&チェア。
操作しづらいんですよね、爪が邪魔でね。爪がこんなになっちゃってるからね。
His first win in the new location actually is a fucking fat one. He gets a new desk, a new chair. They're both relatively expensive too, so it's a great victory for him. And he shows his nails. The nail growth is outrageous. He hasn't been able to trim them in about 6 months now. Like, he is genuinely a prisoner here, and it shows.
With this room switch, producers decided to offer a live web stream alternative, causing them to digitally follow Nasubi around with a joystick in order to censor his genitalia. As you can see, the quality of the live stream is primitive, but keep in mind this is in the late 90s.
I couldn't actually find a high quality clip showing how they censored the live stream or did the live broadcast, so this comes from Atrocity Guide as well. What they did is the producers had a whole team that was dedicated to following Nasubi around with a joystick like they were playing a fucking arcade game with a sensor to keep his dick and balls off the screen. And they live streamed him. They wanted to offer a real-time alternative instead of just doing like the weekly Nasubi update with clips. They wanted 24/7 Nasubi coverage for anyone that wanted to go watch. So this was pretty innovative for its time. I think it's definitely one of the first like actual around-the-clock live streams that ever actually aired. It's pretty impressive.
ウィダーインゼリーが当たってかれこれ2週間、当選がない。
ここまでね、当たんないっつうのもなかなか久しぶりの出来事でね。
車で移動。着いたところは
ちょっといいよ。いいですか。
ナスビのあまりの運のなさに見かねたスタッフは当然運の上昇を願い2度目の引っ越しを決めたのだった。
So Nasubi initially had a good string of luck at the new location. I believe, according to Atrocity Guide, he had done 17,000 entries and won decent stuff, but then hit a really bad cold streak, even ran out of food at one point, so the producers did move him again to another location to help him out in winning more prizes, I suppose. And it worked, because he did win more prizes.
ビデオデッキを頭にぶつけ当選の舞。
ほんと10ヶ月ぶりにね、トイレットペーパーに触ったよ、本当に。
He finally wins food again and really celebrates getting some potato chips. And he also gets a VHS player, which will be nice to go with the TV, assuming he ever wins a VHS tape to play it. But I think the most important thing he wins here is toilet paper. This is the first time he's had toilet paper in his entire stay. 10 months so far. And to celebrate, he tries to take a shit just out of frame, but was unable to. So an unsuccessful mission there, but at least he finally has toilet paper.
それは8ヶ月前のこと。
電車でコントローラー好き。
6ヶ月前。
おー、来たよ。とりあえずまずや。電車で Go!
Now this is by far the meatiest win he's gotten so far, a PlayStation. That's pretty expensive, especially during this time period, and it also enables him to have real entertainment for the first time in 10 months. This is like a moment that's straight out of like Civilization, where you climb up the tech tree slowly but surely. 8 months prior to this, he won a PlayStation 1 game, Densha de Go, which also had the special controller to go with it. Couldn't play it, obviously, at the time. 6 months ago, he won a TV. So he had a PlayStation game, a controller, a TV, but no console. He finally got that last missing piece of the puzzle, the console, and is able to play PlayStation games now. Well, the single PlayStation game he's won. And what's really interesting about this is his first piece of actual entertainment he's had since being fucking imprisoned here. But also, and this was pointed out by Caleb, this would make him the world's first video game live streamer, because this is all being live streamed. All of this is a live broadcast, and he spent 4 straight days playing his PlayStation. So for 4 straight days, he was being streamed playing a game. This man was the patient zero of streaming. He walked so Twitch could run.
一心不乱で電車に GO に熱中するナスビ。電車で GO 3日目に突入。
金プレステでございます。
He played so much Dinsha de Go that he had to ban himself from playing it further so he could focus on entering into more sweepstakes and getting closer to freedom. So he stopped playing the game, went back to writing entries, and he was able to do it. He pulled off the last remaining prizes he needed to reach that million yen mark.
一歩間違えてダイヤにしてくれてれば。
今回当たったタイヤが8万4000円。つまり現在の総額は96万9114円。
The tires put him extremely close to completing the challenge. He was right at the finish line here, so close he could throw the Dinsha de Go disc right over the finish line. Only a couple more wins would secure this, and he was able to pull it off. The final item he won that put him over the million yen threshold was a bag of rice. But Nasubi didn't know he won. It had been 335 straight days of constant, non-stop, relentless filling out of sweepstakes in order to win these prizes. 335 days of torture, and Nasubi had finally reached the finish line, but didn't know it.
ゴールを祝いクラッカーで祝福。
100万になったってことですか？え？ちょっと待って。ああ、やった。11ヶ月と1日前に脱がされた私の服ですね。
Per usual, the producers come in like a group of burglars during the night and start popping party poppers in his face, which scares the shit out of him and really confuses him. They eventually explain that he did win, he made 1 million yen, and they give him his clothes back. It's been 11 months and 1 day, and this is the first time Nasubi is putting clothes on in that entire time frame. So when he puts them on, he says that it's uncomfortable and itchy, but he's very, very, very happy to be done with the contest and glad that he's completed it. But that's not where this story ends. The producers took Nasubi to Korea, telling him it was a celebration for completing the game and for all of his hard work. So they went to an amusement park. He ate a lot of great food. He had a wonderful, incredible time. And then things got real fucked up.
そこは
は？脱いで。人は韓国の憲章だけで生きていけるか。
ナスビ大ショック。
Nasubi was making them far too much money. The producers weren't done suckling from this cash cow's teat, so they trapped Nasubi in Korea. The goal this time wasn't 1 million yen. This time he was going to have to enter sweepstakes in Korea, which he didn't speak Korean, so he had to use a Korean to Japanese dictionary to translate. His goal was to enter the sweepstakes, win prizes enough to afford a plane ticket from Korea to Japan. That was the objective. He was stripped naked yet again and forced to endure the same torture that he had already endured for 335 days prior. I would like to make a mention here. There is a moment where the producer says, if you don't want to do this, just say so. To which Nasubi responds, I'll do it. So I don't think they had ever forced him against his will to complete these challenges, but he was pretty much promised fame after doing these things. So in the pursuit of Nasubi's big dreams, he allowed himself to be tortured mercilessly for 15 months.
こんなにいっぱいということは商品総額が47,800円ということはゴール46,900円突破検証生活 in Korea.
This time around, however, Nasubi went fucking plus ultra, straight up turbo mode. He had become a master at this shit. So he was actually able to complete this challenge in just about 2 months, which made the producers very upset because he didn't suffer long enough. So they increased the challenge duration. They moved the goalpost. Instead of just getting a one-way ticket from Korea to Japan in economy class, they required him to get an additional 9,000 yen in prize winnings to upgrade that ticket to business class.
エコノミークラスという一番安い料金。こんなに頑張ったのにエコノミークラスとはあんまりだ。そこでビジネスクラスにランクアップ。ペンまであと9500円。頑張れナスビ。
Yeah, more scummy, evil shit from the producers here. They never even told him he initially completed the goal here. They just let him keep writing postcards until he'd gather another 9,000 yen. They didn't want him to win quickly. They didn't really want him to win at all because the longer he struggles and suffers, the more money they were making. So they let him just keep going and tried to spin it as a positive thing, like, look at how hard Nasubi's working. We're not going to let him fly in economy class, so the new goal is business class because it's what Nasubi would want. Just genuinely fucked shit.
頑張ったってこんなお茶2袋お茶よ。
4000円ということは商品総額は61,800円ということ。ファーストクラスにランクアップということはゴールの金額もランクアップ。
Nasubi easily gathered the remaining 9,500 yen after winning some expensive tea leaves, so he was absolutely slapping the producers' bottoms, like he was going hog wild right now. So again, they increased the goal without ever telling him. Now, business class wasn't good enough. Now it was going to have to be a first class ticket, which was an additional 20,000 yen, I believe, which again was pretty quick for Nasubi to gather. He won a live octopus, a big picture frame, and was able to gather enough money through prizes pretty quickly to get that final rank up to first class passenger. So then he finally gets the ticket from Korea to Japan in first class, and it's over.
そしてプロデューサーに連れられたナスビ登場。もちろんアイマスクにヘッドホン。ナスビは驚くべき行動に出る。
別にまだかかる。
なんと脱ぎ始めた。
But the story wouldn't be complete without one more final act of cruelty towards Nasubi. They blindfold him, put noise-canceling headphones on him, disorient him, and drag him on stage into a mock room designed to look like the rooms that he'd been staying in for the last 15 months. So out of pure instinct, he gets completely nude again. It's the only life he knows, so without ever being told to take his clothes off, he does it anyway. And then the walls break away, revealing a live studio audience laughing at him and congratulating him for completing the show. Nasubi is understandably confused because for 15 months he has been psychologically and physically tortured. So he doesn't understand what's happening, he doesn't get it, and is shocked, scared, and all around bewildered. It's just one more sick fucking joke from the producers. Millions of people watching the finale, as well as thousands in person watching him, completely naked and completely having no idea what's going on or why. The life of prizes was finally complete, and the entire show, Susunu Denpa Shonen, was cancelled pretty shortly after. It didn't have like a super long run after this. But the toll that this experience took on Nasubi's life obviously didn't stop with the finale. He reported being uncomfortable in clothes for about 6 months afterwards, and his social skills had obviously deteriorated. He said he was a lot more shy and not really able to be a comedian super well anymore because obviously he had been cut off for so long from people. He just kind of lost the ability to carry on conversations efficiently and overall just became a lot more reserved as a result of this. He did, however, sell his diary, the Nasubi Life of Prizes diary, like his journal, and that was a bestseller. That was a massive success. But he himself never achieved that level of fame that he was kind of promised with a show like this. He did have certain roles in other productions, and some of them pretty sizable roles in other productions, but never a massive success in Japan, even though this is like the most successful live stream in Japan's history. So, just an overall extremely sad and cruel story. The main producer behind this show has gone on record and said he doesn't regret anything. He said his goal is to make miracles on film, and with Nasubi, he accomplished that goal. He did apologize to Nasubi, and Nasubi confirms that the producer did apologize to him, but the apology only does fuck all. Like, that doesn't make up for 15 months of lost human contact and health. You know, like, that's a nothing burger. But I guess at least he apologized, even though he made millions of dollars off the back of Nasubi's suffering. But anyway, I wanted to share this story because I find it to be one of the most interesting ones when it comes to like live broadcast television as well as live streaming. This is one of the first live streams, and it was fucking bizarre. Extremely fucked up story. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with all of you. Thank you to Caleb and Chelsea for compiling a bunch of clips here, so that way we could tell the story as best as possible. And yeah, that's about it. See ya. Man, Vasily is really taking the world by storm, man. Vasily practices by bench pressing these heavy machinery. That's how he gets such big hand strength. Why even use an axe? Just slap the wood. So he's gonna slap the holiness out of Jesus Christ? Yeah, I don't know why this guy's going up against Vasily. This is quite a mismatch. David versus Goliath. You know Goliath lost, right? No, actually I didn't finish that chapter of the Bible manga. Oh, he does not look like he's ever slapped. That was adorable. That was fucking adorable. That was a slap of admiration. That's like the slap your crush would give you in middle school. When she was like flirting with you. Oh, that was nice of him to take it easy. Oh, that was cute. Hit him with the no look. Can we get to some real slapping though? That was adorable and wholesome and shit, but I want to watch Vasily spin a man's head around. I want him to really crank this one and knock Vasily out. Oh. I love when he slaps, he gives like a little facial expression like he just shit his pants or something, like a little fart. And he's a bit embarrassed by it. He's fucking no-scoping him with his slaps. Come on now, send him home. Oh, that wasn't bad. Oh boy. Oh god, he's gearing this one up for a mean one, I feel it. Oh man, that guy is packing meat. Holy shit. That's a big boy. How did that skinny dude even get in this? Probably just ask. There's probably not a lot of people lining up to get their fucking head blasted off by Vasily. Oh, this is gonna be a stinker. Yeah, I called it. I could see it in the man's eyes. He wasn't committed. He knew it. That was like in One Punch Man, like when Saitama stopped his punch at the last second in front of Genos and he saw it coming. Death. That's what that guy just experienced, that lifeguard there. Oh, that's a schoolboy. Come on. That's not even gonna be close. Alright, Yasha, whatever. Thanks for the resub, Bright Crown. Did you write down an emergency contact before coming into the facility? You're gonna need it. God, it sounded like he just hit a rock with his hand. Vasily's face is made out of steel. Oh! Not bad! Oh, we might have a little Brightburn situation on our hand here, where this kid's actually Superman. He may be able to take the punishment, but he certainly can't dish it. So we might have a stalemate. Oh! Oh my. Oh my. His head jerked around real fast at light speed. Like someone flicked a bobblehead. Ooh! He bit down on that, nice. His jawline is nuts! His jawline is like calluses on top of calluses on top of calluses, like he was hitting his chin with a hammer, just preparing for Vasily. Those fucking osteoblasts have done great work for his jawline for this fight. He's prepped. I'm super fucking impressed with Yasha. I wish this guy could slap a little harder. I'm impressed with his durability, but his slaps leave a lot to be desired. His slaps are kind of like a wet fart, but his defense is like a fucking steel tank. Really nice. He may have lost one of his molars on that, but god damn it, he didn't move. Man, these Russian choir boys are built tough. Good work, Yasha. Really good work. Does he get like a Boy Scout badge? I survived Vasily's palms. I went up against Vasily and am still in one piece. Did not shit pants. So 6 million ruples is $95,000. So 50,000 ruples is 6 cents. I don't know. I'm not doing the conversion. How much is that? Oh! It's the villain from last season! Do they have any slapping machines at the gym to train with? And there's the pussy from earlier. Do some hand exercises like squeeze tits. 6 reps of honker squeezes for 10 sets. Get ready. I've been chewing on Jolly Ranchers and broken glass, training my cheeks to be stronger to take the impact. I literally eat wood 3 times a day, just so my jaw is in tip-top shape. What's the point in all of this muscle mass if you're not gonna slap someone with it? To be fair, slapping celebrities are now bigger than a lot of sports celebrities. At least in terms of internet recognition. Probably not financially. But more people know Vasily Kamatsky than they do the quarterback for the fucking Buffalo Bills or something. Josh Allen? Who? Can he even slap? Yeah, he can throw a football. Cool. Guarantee he wouldn't last 5 rounds with Vasily in the octagon here. He's coming in here with a bad attitude. That's good, he's got to get ready. To be fair, I wouldn't want to fuck with Sergey, though. At that point, I'd just be like, alright, fine, I got an extra 5 ruples somewhere. You know, to be fair, you're acting like a big old asshole right now, Sergey. Just get in there and slap. Holy shit! Holy shit, it's the man that ate Popeye the Sailor Man. Where the fuck did this guy come from, and why didn't he go against Vasily? Is this a new hero in the anime? Yeah, this looks like fucking Vasily's evolved form in Digimon, like he digivolved into this. He even has a hairy back, too. Are we sure this isn't Vasily in a disguise? Sergey has got to be pissing his pants right now. This guy is bigger than Vasily. That shoulder bicep fusion, the amalgamation of shoulder and bicep that have fused into one unit, is massive. That's like the width of my entire torso across. Oh, fuck yeah. Here comes that big schmeat. Oh! Oh, God! Whoa! His entire family felt that, all at once. Literally murdered that man. Sergey came in here begging for more bloggers and more money, only to get literally annihilated by the boogeyman of slaps. Holy shit. Jesus, did he break his neck? When is he gonna fight Vasily for the championship belt? God, this guy's just seeing stars, titties, and Fortnite default dances floating around his head like a Looney Tunes character. Oh, he's super concussed. There needs to be a new medical diagnosis for his level of concussion. Oh god, that's brutal. Oh, just fucking eating meat right there. Ooh. He fucking packed that in there medium rare. Slap Vasily. Put the big guy against Vasily. I don't even know who's gonna win in that one. I honestly think this guy, the new competitor, the Deus Ex Machina, the mountain of masculinity. Damn, he doesn't even know what happened to him. He thinks he just got date rape drugged. Jesus. So when does Papa fight Vasily? Damn, that's a big guy too. Jesus, Misho. Did you not see what he just did to that man? He literally stole his soul Shang Tsung style. It's a hard word to get out. Oh! 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 What? Misha! What? I was just singing this man's praises, literally jerking off to hentai of this new guy, and then here comes another new guy, Misha. What? So he's a glass cannon. He's got a glass jaw and paper skin. He can pack a cannon, but he can't take it. There's no way Misha stands this, though. There's no way. There's no way. Wow. Wow. And this guy's a swimmer. They build swimmers tough in Russia, I guess. When they say swimming, they must have to swim through fucking concrete or something. Why is that swimmer so goddamn big and good at slapping? Holy shit, Misha. God damn! Those fucking slaps are flying in at Mach 2. It's like a railgun. And he's just taking it. I am so impressed with Misha. God, like, the fucking spectators are feeling the impact like a sonic boom washing over them. I can't believe... This is nuts. This is good. I might want to take up swimming. God, his knuckles look like 5 hamburgers stacked on top of themselves. It was a good run, Papa. But man, I don't think anyone expected Misha to come out there with that kind of fire. Tell me there's more. I have to see Papa versus Vasily or Misha versus Vasily, or just more of Misha in general. Come on. Don't blue ball me like this. Okay, let's watch that police chase now. This better live up to the hype. I've heard non-stop about this goddamn police chase. So I heard this is like some actual GTA shit.
David, we were up over in Knott's Berry Farm, looked out the window.
No one told me there'd be jump scares in here. Holy shit. Wow. That was so loud. What the fuck?
And what do you have? Another pursuit. This is eastbound 91 freeway, just past the 5 freeway. This was an attempted traffic stop, as I mentioned. Unclear which agency and who was pursuing.
Okay, so now he's just booking it out of there.
Technically still in pursuit mode, but what you can see here is that the driving is very dangerous, very erratic and aggressive tactics as he tries
What the fuck?
You're squeezing through these two cars at a red light. You can see some front end.
Interesting maneuver.
On that bumper, now turning 60 miles per hour down a residential street.
That's skill. How is that? Don't give me that shit at all. That wasn't skill at all. He just wedged himself between the two cars and hit the gas. There was no skill involved in that maneuver. And he also got lucky the car next to him backed up, so he had a little extra space for it.
But making random turns nonetheless here at a pretty high rate of
He needs to find a bridge and then switch cars.
Pulling over and maybe thinking about
Oh, holy shit, he actually is switching cars.
door opening up, and he is either going to walk or run away here. He dropped his phone, and now
Oh, maybe not.
getting in the vehicle. We'll see here.
What is that? Did he hit the wrong button on his controller? What is going on?
In a rush to get away from that vehicle. Getting in a pickup truck. We'll see if he... Okay, yeah, he does not. He does... I was going to say maybe he...
What the fuck?
Breaking into the pickup truck.
Man, he must have left the cops in the dust. Man had the afterburners on that Honda Civic. Fucking turbojets activated.
to get away in that original pursuit vehicle. I can tell you that
1 star left.
helicopter is overhead
Yeah.
here. They have eyes on it. They are probably streaming ABC7 as we speak as
Helicopter is
well.
just so busted in the police chase meta. You can never escape it.
At a high rate of speed after into oncoming lanes of traffic. Some wild turns here. They have to get some ground units into this area.
Yeah, I haven't seen a single officer here. Where are they at? Bro, at this point, this guy could probably just go home and just wait out the wanted level. My god. Where are they? Maybe not. Maybe there's a cat in the helicopter. I don't know. What's that? I thought it was a siren.
It just doesn't make sense that he would just dump the vehicle for no other reason except for maybe the possibility of
what is he doing?
Be running out of gas. So if the gas is low, and if it's a stolen car, that would have made a lot of sense. Now he's parking it in a parking spot once again in Anaheim. We'll try again. We'll try and get.
Oh, we lost him.
Okay, let's stay on him. Stay on him right here. He's just running
there
around
he is.
the building here. Looks like he's coming up on another couple of cars.
Cameraman has aimbot.
A van and a small red compact car. Looks like he's trying to break in to the van.
Oh, he did.
An open door in that white van, and now you can see the black.
There they are.
Right behind him.
There's the boys in blue.
He's inside the car, likely trying to hotwire it at this point, and you can see they have lit him up.
So someone in chat enlighten me. My dad used to always say hot wiring modern cars is almost impossible. Is that true or false? Like cars made within the last 10 years. Getting mostly trues and a couple falses. So if he actually hotwires this van, I'm going to have to assume that it's an older van.
We're actually on the north side of the...
Yeah, I can actually see that he's trying to hotwire it. He's got the alarm going off.
A pursuit driver that is just...
Oh, he's done it.
Look at this! Ramming into the front of that black and white.
The cameraman sounds excited.
Fullerton Police now trying to block...
Oh boy, it's a game of chicken.
As he puts it in reverse. He's going up and down, trying to...
Here comes a 45-point turn.
He's really trying to ram that car out of his way as he is now stuck in that parking spot. There's really nowhere for him to go. He's got a fence in front of him, but I only see those...
I like that they're giving him plenty of space to work with here.
Back and forth. Now he's created some room.
There we go.
Here, and he's going to probably try and ram in again or do a 4-point turn and turn it around. He's got to turn it all the way around with that hit.
It's going to be more than a 4-point turn, I think.
Because what else can those officers do? They really don't have many options. Here comes the backup. Here comes backup.
Oh shit!
This is dangerous. Look at this. A head-on situation.
Jesus Christ!
Officers out of the vehicle, and now he's racing through.
What the fuck?
As more officers
fuck! The whole department's here now.
What is he gonna do here? Around all of those
is he drifting?
Whites, those are two.
Oh god! He actually. What the fuck?
Look at this.
Whoa! Did you see that drift?
This neighborhood, look at this.
Holy shit!
Around all of those black and whites, those are two Fullerton police officers.
Oh my god, this guy must have hopped in this car and made sure that when he hotwired it, he had his copy of Teriyaki Boys on cassette in order to play it through the radio here. What a mean drift.
That's right, and anybody who is willing to engage with those cops like that.
Oh god.
Look at this.
Oh fuck.
All of this traffic here as he tries to get back on the freeway. It looks like he's trying to get back on the 91
That'd be so frustrating. I wouldn't be surprised if the civilians just start chasing him down now.
91 freeway, surely CHP, for as far as I could see out the window from up here in Air 7 HD, very little traffic in his way.
I wonder if he has a plan in mind.
As you were wondering too, David, that I can only imagine that CHP has been requested to take this over because you've got Anaheim PD who's pretty much out of pocket.
See, like right there, I feel like if he had just stopped and like hid somewhere, he might have been alright. This guy is just a piece of shit though. Hitting so many cars, endangering all these civilians. I'm no fan, but it's hard not to appreciate the entertainment of a good chase, especially one where there's no one that's injured.
There's Anaheim PD's
oh! Damn, the chopper's in it! Imagine this is like a Just Cause situation. This chopper drops like a grappling hook and hits the van, picking it up and drops them off at the police headquarters. Fuck me, that'd be so cool. I see a lot of people insulting the officers. I disagree. When it comes to chases, I think they have the right philosophy most of the time, where if it's like a very dangerous situation, you don't chase because you don't want to endanger civilians. I think that's their policy, and I think that's the right way of handling it. Like, I see a lot of people shitting on them for not engaging in this chase here and, like, going fucking crazy, ramping off of parked tow trucks like it's GTA. And I just think that'd be the wrong way of handling it. I'd be more mad at the officers, because they're not going to be able to drive, like, in a way that doesn't endanger people. So they're letting this guy go solo, they have the chopper on him, so they'll always know where he is, and then they will just go in a safer route that doesn't put people at risk. I think that is the right way of handling it, 100%. So I do not blame the cops at all. The only thing I was criticizing is how slow they were to being on him when he was fully stopped. Since they had the chopper, they're getting real-time info. I would have expected them to at least be closer to him. I wasn't criticizing them for the lack of, like, high-speed pursuit, fucking hitting him with the pit maneuver in a residential area. They straight up let him hotwire the truck, though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the fuck up I'm talking about. They were so far behind, this dude was able to hotwire a truck, run through 5 little townhomes, and then back up fucking 30 times before anyone else showed up to the scene. That's what I'm criticizing. It's not the lack of them chasing him through all of these people, like the residential area and like around all of these people's cars. Why didn't they shoot the tires? That's a good point. Like, there was an officer there. I'm shocked he didn't just start shooting the tires out or something. I feel like it's got to be like every officer's dream to like pop the tires on a car. Stray bullets. That's a fair point, actually. That's fair. It was literally a townhome. Good point. Van's got some good horsepower. Almost feels like an advertisement for this van. Not only does it have good horsepower, but the traction on it's actually nuts. He's made some very tight turns, and it's held up really well. I feel like I'm watching a commercial.
He's barely braking. He's taking all of these turns.
Easy to steal. Yeah, they'd cut that part out of the ad.
He's caught himself in a little bit of a jam. He just tries to use the vehicle
God damn.
to ram his way through.
Parting the seas.
Gotten through that light there. We're on Valley View.
I cannot believe they haven't hit him with the spike trap yet. He must be driving too fast that they can't get ahead of him for it.
And again, throughout this pursuit, and the pursuit
Narrator's like an esports announcer. Yeah, he's casting this like it's an actual league match. Can't blame him. Like, this is the most excitement he's probably had on the job ever.
5 freeway approaching Norwalk. If he continues in the west,
he has to have some kind of destination in mind or something. It's just random turns and driving and parking lots.
Whatsoever, just went right over the curb there. I mean, there really wasn't anybody in his way. I'm not even sure what's going through this.
Yeah, he's even being critiqued by the announcer.
Impossible to set up for a spike. Look at this.
Oh!
Off-roading, trying to get around traffic. Yeah, almost slammed into that tree.
Oh, wait, he did. Yep.
Fishtailing through the parking lot.
Nearly spun out.
Through an empty warehouse parking lot, back onto Marquette Avenue.
He got clipped.
He is...
Man, watching this live must have been nuts. Fuck. Holy shit. Thanks to the Prime.
Yeah, not
Spazzy, the resub
like
Young.
You
give sub John.
There are pieces oh, he's lost his tire.
Yeah, he's on his rims.
He's on that left rear tire is
man, and it is still scooting.
I don't know if there's any tread left. And now
oh my, real-time editing.
Even more trouble maintaining control of this vehicle as he continues northbound on Marquette Avenue, right along.
YouTube chat is going so hard. Paint shop, paint shop. They're just screaming paint shop.
Still Fullerton. It's Fullerton PD.
Fullerton PD on the case, baby. Soon we're going to need the Dominic Toretto Private Military Company coming in to stop this guy. Oh, wow.
Now as he comes up, well, no, he's not in Norwalk yet, but look at this. He's going through that gas station without any tire on that left rear wheel. Almost struck several vehicles there. A miracle nobody's gotten hurt yet. But you can see he is really...
It really is a miracle.
Now. Lots of traffic
ramming
into all of these cars.
Oh, boy.
And this is northbound Carmenita Road now, and it's not moving. He's stuck. Now he's stuck. It looked like he's stuck.
How the fuck does he get out of this situation? What's... I've never been in this situation. What is proper protocol for a car like this? Like, what do you do? Like, oh my god, the officer got a gun drawn on a van that's been speeding around in front of me. Do I go around? Do I stay? Like, what the fuck? I would be panicking. Like, I myself would be panicking. I wouldn't know if, like, I need to run away, like, drive out, or if I'm supposed to stay parked. No, 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 no. I'm talking about the civilian car, not the fucking officer. Jesus Christ, what are you talking about? I just don't know. Like, if I saw this in front of me and I happened to be the car right behind it, my heart would be racing probably faster than this guy's. Just between the decision of, am I supposed to go around this, or am I supposed to just, like, stay parked here, or, like, maybe pull off to the right side like a fire truck coming through.
Put it in reverse once and ram into that.
Man, those sparks are flying off like an episode of Power Rangers. Jesus Christ.
At all. It looks like the van is now stuck. He's likely just going to wait for backup, and right now it doesn't appear.
Oh, it's starting to fire.
The van is going anywhere.
Oh, maybe he's gonna blow up the van for like a smoke screen.
Not aware. You've got to at least wonder whether that's going through his mind. He's probably not aware. Well, now he's aware.
Oh, there's no, yeah, there's no way.
The wheel's on fire, but certainly he's aware of the fire under the hood. More pieces flying out there as this vehicle is starting to come apart. I'm thinking it came from the, well, it could be, because, I mean, where else would that smoke be coming from?
Where did that officer just go? What the fuck was that?
But that wheel, that left rear wheel, is also creating
what? Why did he?
Metal as well. So
where did that other officer just go?
Now I've got to wonder if that transmission is just.
I'm sure this guy's got it. I'm going home. I'm off the clock.
Not sure. Fullerton PD.
Oh shit!
Vehicle crawls out of the passenger window and is now running for it northbound Carmenita Road. Running up northbound Carmenita.
He doesn't seem particularly fast.
He crosses the street. What he decides to do here.
He also doesn't seem like he has that much sense of urgency here. It's like a casual jog.
Another officer in the opposite direction. And
oh, he's getting winded already. Oh boy.
Alleyway here.
Oh!
Loses his footing. Oh no, he's now on private property.
Oh boy.
Looked like a woman.
Now they need a warrant.
He's now in the backyard.
Now it's over.
And he's gonna hide out here along Leppingwell Road.
What the fuck?
And jumping fences. He's jumping fences, looking for a way in.
An accomplice.
Little dog, small dog there in the backyard. He's under that patty. Yeah,
he's gonna go inside that house, shave his facial hair, change his clothes, and then just pretend to be somebody else. He went that way.
Very dangerous situation here where we have no information, but here comes somebody running out the front. Look at this. Look at this. A confrontation.
Oh, Jesus.
Inside the house, a family home, and now we're gonna come around the front here.
Oh, they're beating his ass.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at this. He's in the truck. He's in the truck. He's in the truck. He just got in that truck. There's a dog under that truck.
Oh, the guy's got a knife on him.
Look at this.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness. Look at this.
He had him.
Inside the house,
and then he gets his fucking truck stolen.
Now we're gonna come around the front here.
So they throw a couple punches, and then she's
goodness.
holding him back for some reason. So yeah, if he actually did take action and like stab him or something, he could have gone to jail. Never mind.
I cannot believe what we are witnessing, guys.
Are they gonna pay for the truck though, like the city?
Creative here, but look at him. A little bit of traffic, and once again, right through another gas station. This is just incredible. This is the third vehicle that he has stolen today.
That's a pretty good record for one day's work. 3 thefts and so far a 25-minute chase. I mean, that's a full day.
Get themselves in a position where they could bring this to an end if they can figure that out, and then there's going to be.
How did he have that much time in the house? The cops weren't far away. He ran here, and the cops chased him in cars. Are they not being fed the information that we're seeing? Because we saw him go through one house and then into another, and he stayed there for like a good 2 minutes, maybe? And then went out the front door, I'm guessing stole the keys while he's in the house, got into a fight with the homeowners, and then took the car without a single officer being nearby. Like, I feel like that's plenty of time, because the cops were right behind him. Like, you can see them go by right here. They are right here. And he ran through this, slipped, turned around, and then ran through those 2 houses. There must be like some red tape that the cops weren't able to like get over there. Like maybe I was joking, but maybe they like legitimately did need a warrant to even be around the area. I don't know. Man, this is so fucking sad. This is that guy's work vehicle. Fuck, that sucks, man. Like, the guy is, like, he's a talented driver, and, like, the chase is wild, but I feel so fucking bad for all the victims in here. What a shame. Shit, yikes. Yeah, he was pissed in the interview. Oh, they interviewed him? Oh, fuck. Yeah, I mean, he had every right to be pissed. Christ. How did this start? Apparently, he ran from a traffic stop. Or, no, is that what they said at the beginning? Fuck, it's already been so long now this chase has been going on.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it was.
Look at this. Over the median again, going
He
the
got
wrong
stopped.
way.
I think he had
Wrong way,
stolen a
forward
vehicle,
traffic.
got
Going the
stopped,
wrong
and then
way,
sped
head on
out.
With additional traffic at Santa Fe Springs Road, now well into Santa
He's
Fe
also
Springs.
so lucky. Every driver right now is very attentive. The drivers are pulling out of his way and stopping when he's going through the red lights.
He's continuing at a high
He
rate.
is so lucky
Around
the
that
drivers
truck
around him are
at
actually
about
decent.
70 to 80 miles per hour.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is making California drivers look good. Not him in particular. I'm talking about, like, the people on the road. They're able to recognize when he's coming. Like, they must see him behind them. Because they're actually pulling out of the way to avoid any kind of collision with them. And when he's going through the red light intersections, they are stopping. So they see him before he gets there somehow. And they're reacting well. So, yeah, the California drivers, I mean, they're copping a W right now. They're looking pretty strong. If this was Florida, this man would have got hit. He would have got hit 9 times already. He probably would have got hit in the parking spot back at the townhomes. See, like, look at that. That's what I'm saying. Like, they are able to recognize this. Like, they're actually paying a ton of attention to their surroundings here. Or that was just a crazy coincidence from this guy. now he can't shake him. It's like a Talladega Nights shake and bake situation. Dude's fucking catching his draft.
It's unbelievable. Get back on the freeway. He is on Sorensen Avenue.
I feel like he has no fucking clue where he is right now. There is no rhyme or reason to his driving here.
Going eastbound Slauson, and for some reason, and he hasn't done this very often, but for some reason, he just turned around, very randomly turned around, back towards the freeway, and I wonder, my gut tells me he's looking for an entrance ramp. A close call there. Another resident.
There are so many people that have seen, or have, like, been around this now.
They have been.
Like, I cannot imagine what seeing this must have been like, and then going home and being like, wow, I was a part of this. That Camry that he passes at minute 31, that was me. That must be so fucking crazy.
Try to apprehend this suspect at various points, but he has done a masterful job.
Oh my god, the editing here is also second to none.
A lot of horror and havoc.
Real time.
Orange County and now back in helicopters. So now 2 law enforcement helicopters.
Oh man, they got another department on him? Fuck, I have to pee so bad. Oh my god. We're only 34 minutes in. How? What the fuck? Like, I knew it was an hour 40, but it doesn't really register how long that is until you are actually, like, in the thick of it. That is absurd.
And I think this is a shopping center at
What the fuck is the plan here? What?
People walking through this parking lot.
Surely I'll lose them in the parking lot.
His way through this parking lot, a very busy parking lot.
It's that Super Duty? Maybe. What's happening? Oh my god, he deployed an EMP. Holy shit.
Looks like he's found himself in a dead end. He's at a dead end at the end of Alta.
This is a great opportunity for the officers here.
Reverse his way back out of here. We'll see if there's any black and whites waiting for him on the other side here. Let's widen out just a little bit, Rob. See what's waiting for him as he comes out the other end of.
We shouldn't have widened it. That just. Oh god. Oh my god. Where are they?
Beverly Boulevard, back onto Beverly Boulevard, southbound or westbound Beverly. Westbound Beverly Boulevard here in Santa Fe Springs, and no law enforcement in sight, guys. He is slowing down a little bit. Yep, go ahead, Giovanna.
Did he wait out the wanted level already? Like, what in the world? Even he's like, oh, you know, maybe I'm just good. I'll just wait. I'll just hang out.
We just have to assume
There's
that,
literally, they're nowhere near him. I had, you know what, big W to the announcer here. I can't hear the other end of the guy talking, but I'm assuming he was trying to say, like, the cop strategy is to maybe, like, cool down the scene, keep an eye on him so that way, like, as he slows down and things settle down, then they'll swoop in. I completely agree with the announcer. This is an absolute maniac. He's already hit like 20 cars, broken into 2 houses, stole a man's car, well, stolen 2 cars, but stole a man's car in front of him, nearly ran over his dog. This is a guy that they absolutely should swarm to get off the streets as quickly as possible. I completely agree with the announcer. This guy is a very big danger to everyone on the road right now. Imagine seeing that light from your car, thinking the rapture's fucking happening. Yeah, that light is so bright. If that shined on me when I was driving, I'd be panicking. I'd be like, my dad was right all along. There really are aliens that visit this planet.
Of that helicopter calling out his location.
Okay, there they are.
At Norwalk Boulevard, about 7 black and white.
They're intercepting.
Making a right turn on Norwalk, and there it is. Look at
Oh,
this.
fuck, holy shit. There we go.
Now on Norwalk Boulevard, guys. These are going to be LA County Sheriffs, that's correct. I think I counted at least 6. At least 6 that I saw.
So now, I think the strategy should be to push him towards the spike trap that they're trying to set up, as opposed to just engaging in like a dangerous pursuit. I think it's to try and flush him towards their spike trap.
The only good news, guys, is that as far as I could tell, I can only hope, we can only cross our fingers.
Yeah, now it's a lot more predictable.
Because that is going to take away at least some of the risk, although everybody on the freeway is certainly going to be in his path here of destruction, as we've seen this evening.
Oh my god.
CHP almost guaranteed.
He almost clipped that car, holy shit.
Now you can see those LA already ruined several people's day, but fortunately, at least from what we could tell, does not appear.
What was that?
That's a weed whacker that fell off the back of that truck.
Oh.
It appears to be a gardening truck, guys. There's a lot of landscaping equipment in the back.
Hats off to the cameraman. This was a huge, like, this is real time, by the way. He was able to see that fly off and then zoom in on it and then still keep up with the chase. Good for him. I was very curious what flew off there as well. I thought he started like firing missiles like a James Bond truck or something. It was like a little torpedo or something.
Only to say that
don't sell yourself short.
Over for some reason. Not sure what that
oh!
Oh my goodness.
Oof! Jeepers.
The median, over the median, and now continuing after missing that cross traffic just by
holy
a
shit.
Just by a hair. It looked like maybe an undercover vehicle at that intersection. Look at that.
Oh, wait. Oh, damn.
And shutting down these intersections ahead of them. It's a very hard
they had the right read, but the wrong spot.
Very good that they were able to control.
Amen, brother.
Losing control.
Ooh!
Crashing into another car. Crashed into another car.
Pinballed there for a minute.
Like he was trying to evade that deputy again. He was coming up right behind him in the oncoming lanes of traffic, but really, what can they do? I mean, he's just...
Yeah, you can't just, like, head-on collision.
Into a head-on collision, which is not an option.
Yeah. That'd be a terrible option.
Ahead of him here, which there will be another major intersection.
Just imagine the officers, like, on the radio. This one's for my country boys. Fucking head-on collides with him. Leans back with a smile on his face.
This just takes your breath away with every intersection that he blows through.
Fucking action movie scene.
Here in Hacienda Heights, we are. It looks like
cul-de-sac.
This is scary. This is scary. A cul-de-sac.
Uh-oh.
Come face to face with the suspect, and you guys know, and our viewers
the
know,
raid boss is cornered
in this situation because he's already rammed into several vehicles, including deputy vehicles, and there he is again, right through, almost missing them. And now, continuing the neighborhood where there are about a half a dozen. Right through those deputies again, just missing them.
That's
unbelievable.
I disagree with the statement about the boxing in. I think they had a better opportunity to box him in before that point. That was just a really good shooting the gap from him. That one wasn't even on the officers. I think they just waited too long to try and box him in. They had a much better opportunity to do that further back. But then that guy really fucked him in the face with that one. Fucking squeezed a stinker in there. He is making this pickup truck look like it's a smart car. I don't know how he's able to fit through these small gaps and these small holes here. It's wild.
And about a dozen black and whites.
Yeah, probably, Rhino.
But that tire, I think his back left tire is...
he lost his tire.
Flying, not sure. There you see more sparks actually coming from the front. It's coming
is it the bumper?
Front left sparks.
That might not be the tires.
Look like, but he is...
Oh, no, it's the tires.
He's missing the tires.
Yep.
He's missing tire. Okay, so by the way, this is not the first time we've seen this in this pursuit. Last time. There's no way. There's no.
What the fuck? What happened to the announcer there? What did he swallow water and it go down the wrong pipe? What was this noise? Listen to this.
This pursuit. Last time. There's no way.
It's like a little balloon letting air out.
Especially at these speeds. And
also, how is there 40 minutes still? To circle back, they're doing everything by the book. I'm gonna say maybe this is one of those moments where an officer comes in, slaps it down, and says, "It's time we bend our own rules, Chief." And he's like, "All right, give me your badge and your gun. You're off the case." And then he gets the job done. Because the only reason this hasn't been more of a catastrophe is because this guy's somehow been able to avoid hitting most people, most cars, and most things. And that's just a legitimate miracle. This protocol could have had so many problems if this driver was a little worse than he is. He should have been caught fucking 50 minutes ago. Like, this... I don't know how effective this protocol is, to be honest. Surely there's got to be some other way. Yeah, it can't really break. Oh boy, oh boy. Yep, it's all crumbling.
Unbelievable! Head on with another car, and here comes.
All right, there we go.
Not even a pit maneuver, but they rammed into it from behind, into a gas station. Folks getting gas at the corner of Gale and Hacienda, into a gas pump.
This has to be where it ends. There's no way.
Probably, but he's going to put it in reverse. Back in reverse towards that deputy. Look at this. Ramming into the front end. They're shooting. They're shooting at him. They're shooting. We're going to widen out, and they are now firing into the cab of that pickup truck. Unbelievable. They are using force. Deadly force is being employed at this moment.
So I will say I did know that they shot him. He doesn't die. He survives the shooting. I did know that happened. I knew it ultimately ended like that. I just didn't know how we ever got to that point. So how long does it stay in this standstill? Okay, then they eventually get him out and arrest him.
Yeah, this has come to an end, guys. I hate to tell you, but well, I'm happy to say it's come to an end. But...
Nah, you don't have to put the mask on. Man, I had a lot of fun. It's a real shame that it's over now. I hate to say it. Or, I mean, wait, no, it's good. What a crazy fucking chase. Okay, so it wasn't a full hour 40. It was about an hour 12. That's still absurd.
The knives were right there, right next to me, so I got it, and I just started looking. I was like, man, you gotta get out of my house. I'm gonna stab you like right now, man.
It all began in Anaheim just before 5.
What? He refused to leave the area. Well, let's, you know what, actually, let's check that out in real time. Let's see how stern this refusal was to leave the area. I'm so curious here. Because it looks like he gets hit, and then it is the second the officers show up on the scene, arrested.
Into a gas station,
okay, so that's his car's now just been hit again.
Into a gas pump,
so his car's been hit
now
twice.
He's going to try and get out probably. Deadly force is being employed at this
so he's still there. He hasn't been arrested yet. Now he's being arrested.
They are stopped. They have stopped. The wheel is off. That front left.
It's been a matter of seconds. Actual seconds. Yikes. That's fucking trash. That's some straight garbage right there. That guy did nothing wrong and just gets arrested for getting hit twice. He got an injury so he can sue. He absolutely should. That's so fucked up. Oh my god, I'd be so tight. My car just got hit. Oh my god, my car just got hit again. What the fuck is happening? I'm processing information. Okay, honey, what do I do? The cops are here, they're shooting. Do I pull out and run, or is that gonna look suspicious? I don't know what to do. Holy fuck, they're opening my door. Oh my god, I'm being arrested. It's been 20 seconds. Like, they want him to literally be like a speedrunner to immediately make this decision instantly in an intensely stressful situation after being hit twice. Out of nowhere. That is outrageous. Oh yeah, and apparently they roughed him up too. Which you could kind of see. Which I said was really fucking weird, because they threw him on the ground and like aggressively handcuffed the shit out of him. What must have happened is they got confused on who they were actually chasing, and for some reason assumed it was this car. I have no other explanation for why that would have even happened remotely. Because even if they were out there just to like fuck things up, they have a perfect target with the guy who's just gone on a hour-long pursuit, a chase. They wouldn't even need to rough up this guy. They have someone they could go beat the shit out of. That makes no sense. I think that's the only explanation. They didn't want to look dumb. So they tried to come up with some kind of justification for roughing this guy up. But I think the real reason was they got confused on who they were actually chasing. It'd been over an hour. It spanned so much distance that they just simply forgot what the car or suspect looked like. So the first person they saw when they arrived at the scene, because keep in mind, those people that arrested him, those cops, they showed up so late, they were probably so out of it and just fucked this guy up thinking that this was the suspect. That's the only thing I can make sense of. They didn't get confused. I see no other reason why they would have. I see people keep saying racism. They had no idea this guy's race when they got there. They literally ripped the first guy out of the car they saw. I don't think race came into play at all. They legitimately showed up and ripped this man out of his car. He's not following order. Yeah, that's just a dog shit take. I think real time, it was 20 seconds from the second time his car gets hit. That's 20 seconds of pure panic. Instantaneous chaos. 1 second you are parked with your family. Next second you've been hit by a pickup truck. And then you get hit again by the same pickup truck after a cop hits it. You're fucking stunned. You're not processing things normally. 100%. He gets out, he's confused, he's trying to make sense of what's happening. And then he goes to get back in, probably to leave, which I think would be the logical thing to do. That would probably be most people's thought process. Like, holy shit, they're shooting, I'm gonna leave. And then that's when they throw him down. That is absolutely just big cop L. I don't think there's any excuse. Like, there isn't, there's like actually no time for him to not even follow orders. It is 20 seconds from the time his car gets hit the second time. Actual 20 real world seconds. He's getting arrested right here, and the second time he gets hit was right here. Well, a little before that. But yeah, roughly like 20 seconds. Have they released anything about the driver? Because I didn't see anything pop up about him. They let him go for being a Dallas Cowboys fan. He's suffered enough. Yeah, well, that is rough. That is rough. I've thrown on the formal attire today because we need to discuss something very important. A huge loser named Bintellect. Big goofball, weirdo, lame-mo, behemoth creep. He is a big TikTok creator, and that's a word I'm using very loosely here, with 11 million followers, and I'm sure only people under the age of 10 have ever heard of him before. What he's become known for over the years is looking at tweets or comments, reading them out, and then going, heh. Yeah, that's literally it. But sometimes it's a little hard to even muster a laugh, so what he'll do is he'll read one of the comments and then go, yeah, true. And then that's the whole TikTok. But I'm not here just to give him a little wet willy and laugh at him for all of his cringe. I am here to talk about something far more degenerate. But before doing that, I'd like to give a quick honorable mention to something else this piss stain of a person is notorious for doing. Threatening legal action against people that make fun of him. I've seen a couple videos on Bintellect now, after I've been informed of the situation, so I did a little digging. Apparently when people make fun of him, he gets super offended, and will either try and copyright strike, take down the video, copyright claim it to make money from it, or even go as far as to just threaten to sue the person that made fun of him. You disgusting goblin, you make me sick. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Now, while I do think a legal battle with Benjamin over me making fun of him would be hilarious, I still just don't really feel like showing you any of his clips because it's just going to rot your brain and it's yucky. It's just trash. So, no reason for that. Let's get into what I want to discuss, the new information that came out about this weirdo. So, Bintellect recently made a podcast, I suppose, and he invited someone on named Jordan Max, and then things got really odd. He got super hostile, and she ended up posting about it, which led to this dam breaking, and we were flooded with cringe about Bintellect's behavior over the years with women. So this horny little goblin asks her before going on the podcast, do you want to make a video for OnlyFans? To which she says, when? He says, today. And then she's saying, no, you need to be tested within the last 14 days and have an OnlyFans creator account. But then he says, I mean a video for your page. Oh, what a benevolent saint. He was actually just thinking about her the whole time. He thought this would be a good opportunity for her to make some OnlyFans content with the great Big Bintellect. So she says, doing what? And he goes, I don't know what performs best on your page. I can literally see him doing this. Well, I mean, I don't know what we do. I mean, what do you do on OnlyFans? Maybe we could do that? So it's become pretty clear that Bintellect uses this podcast as a way of just fucking. It seems to me like the whole podcast existence is only here as a way of trying to get Bintellect laid. So he tries to leverage his big follower count to then invite on OnlyFans models and then ask if he can make content with them. It's pretty pathetic stuff, but we're only just beginning. He continues by saying, I was just thinking you're helping me with doing a video for my YouTube, so maybe I could help you with your OnlyFans. And she replies, I'm good, thanks. So then he goes, no worries. And then, hey, I'm going to do the pickle video with someone else, thanks though. To which she asks, why? So the pickle video he's referring to is the podcast was going to be a pickle tier list mukbang or something like that, a pickle mukbang. And it was her idea, it was Jordan's idea, and he's now kicking her out because she declined to do an OnlyFans video with him. So his answer to why was, to be honest, I thought it would just be fun to film and see where things go, but I got it. So he gets real sad and pitiful, like, no, I get it. I just thought it'd be fun, but clearly it won't be fun. I'm gonna do it with someone else then, how about that? So he goes real Neanderthal mode here. My wiener no get wet, we no eat pickle together on podcast. Goodbye. How dare you not do OnlyFans video with Bintellect? So then he says he's doing it with someone else. So Jordan, of course, gets really weirded out by this exchange. She posts it on Twitter. And then Bintellect himself, the man, the myth, the legend, reaches out in DMs to threaten to sue her if she doesn't take down the post. She even did a video proving that the DM is real from the real Bintellect account, just to 100% silence any possible doubt. Also, her response to it is great. She said, I'll just be waiting to hear from your lawyers then, which is hardcore. Obviously, Ben's not going to sue her. I don't think he's ever actually gone through with the lawsuit. He uses it to try and bully people to do what he wants. To do what he wants them to do, rather. So, I don't think any lawsuit was ever coming. This was just a last-ditch Hail Mary from a desperate, lonely guy to try and get rid of the evidence of him being a creep. So, that was the whole interaction between Bintellect and Jordan, but after this tweet started popping off, well, the series of tweets started popping off, she then started getting DMs with more screenshots and more evidence of Bintellect doing this to tons of different women. This comes from someone else who had a very similar experience to Jordan. So Ben opens with, do you work tomorrow? They say, crazy busy day, but I don't work. And then Ben goes, let's make some content tomorrow. Not like that, but just film a podcast. So he immediately alludes to like, oh, not OnlyFans type content. I'm talking about just a wholesome podcast, one the whole family can enjoy. Doesn't get an immediate response, so he goes, what do you think? He then waits about 2 hours more and he goes, you're killing me, gorgeous. So fucking embarrassing, Jesus Christ, that's so fucking awful to read. Yucky. And then he gives her about 3 more hours and then he goes, you know what, I've been thinking about this OnlyFans thing, and I think I could make us a lot of money, straight up. And then she finally does reply saying that she's just been busy taking a mental health day. So he can't even go more than like 3 messages without bringing up OnlyFans. It seems like the only thing on this guy's mind is sex, and how he's never getting it, I guess, but is very desperate too, and will do it by any means necessary to try and achieve coitus. From everything I can tell, Bintellect has never done any kind of OnlyFans content on his own, or like any type of explicit content. He's just a professional TikTok giggler. All he does is giggle at Twitter messages or comments, and that's it. So clearly he's not wanting to dip his toes into OnlyFans for the sake of becoming like an OnlyFans creator. He just wants to have sex with these women, and he's using his podcast as a vessel to try and do that, it seems. After she told him about the mental health day she was taking, he responds with, hey, thank you. And then the following day at 6:52 a.m., so this guy must have been up all night masturbating, because it seems like that's the only thing on this dude's mind, he sends her a message saying, do you want to come over tomorrow night? Actually, are you down to come over tonight? Or are you just a flake? Doesn't even give her time to respond, just immediately gets combative. He immediately just goes into fucking ballistic bin mode. So you coming over tonight, or are you just a flake? Huh? Are you just a fucking succubus? Huh? Is that it? Huh? So you coming over tonight? And then he waits only like an hour and 40 after that, and then he's like, you know what? Okay, Jesus Christ. Yeah, sorry, babe, but you're just too much of a flake. Bye. So then obviously she's like alarmed, like what the fuck is going on? So she says, you know, if you wouldn't have texted me so rudely calling me a flake after one day of not texting you, you might have stood a chance. I can see why you're single now. Goodbye. Which really just sends Ben off the rails. Yeah, whatever, go fuck yourself. Says the girl who's trying to make an OnlyFans. Good luck. Brother, all you talk about is trying to do OnlyFans content with them. It seems like you're trying desperately to get into OnlyFans but keep getting rejected and can't handle it. So how can you have the gall to try and shame them for it when you are desperately trying to do it yourself? Here's a wacky little Snapchat one. Do you want to come over here and spend some time with me? Because on a side note, I do think I could probably make us some money on OnlyFans. Bintellect fucks crazy into oblivion. That's redacted right there, like a CIA document. I really wonder what he said. I think it's Bintellect fucks crazy pussy into oblivion or something. But I'm just going off of what I can see poking out from underneath the redaction. I think that's what it is. But this is so goofy. He's speaking about himself in the third person in this one. And then he even tries bribery. If you come over, I'll give you $1,000. I just really want you. And they respond, I'm good right now. Don't try to bribe me with money. That's weird. And then he's like, no, that is weird. But I want to see you. This one's a lot more vintage bin. So this was a different kind of relationship these two had as opposed to just the podcast OnlyFans hustle he keeps trying to run. So they start by saying, I guess it's just not meant to be. Bin says, facts, no hard feelings, but yeah, it ain't working. So then they part ways. Or so it would seem. Bin has a couple of parting words here. He says, for your future self, if you're going to turn around on a guy and say, hey, I'm not down for friends with benefits shit, just say that before you go through all the bullshit. Boring as fuck. Not my problem that you turned around and quit drinking because you're an alcoholic and now pass out at 8 p.m. Fucking peace out, bitch. So Ben really, he went crazy. Ben lost it. This man, he was punching pillows, sending these texts with tears in his eyes, and he got real nasty. They respond to it saying that they're far from an alcoholic, and then Ben just keeps going crazier saying, no, you're an alcoholic, and you're full of shit. And then he's like, anyway, I'm done. I just had to say that because you're full of shit. They respond saying that they weren't interested in being with Ben, and he should have taken the hint a while ago, but then Ben he goes absolutely berserk again. She says that she's wasting people's time and that she needs to just shut up and go to bed. And then she says, it sounds like you need some anger management help, which is a very fair assessment. I think he desperately needs some assistance with this anger management. And then Ben tries to flip this shit around like, how dare you? Are you kidding me? So he goes, be careful who you say that to, Maria, because there are people who really need help with that. So Ben lets out a gasp. That's super disrespectful to say that to somebody. And also a very basic-ass bitch thing to say. Benjamin, it's a very fair thing to say here. It's not disrespectful. You legitimately need some help. It very much seems like you do. So then he goes, there's a reason you've been single for this many years, and it's because no one wants you, and no one cares about you. You're full of shit. Basic, boring loser. He just goes on, and even has this little monologue here that ends with him saying, God help any guy that you gets involved with that loose pussy because you're just lame. Mic drop ho. This guy just typed out mic drop ho. He just typed that out. He's over 30 years old. I think he's like 34 years old or something like that. I already forgot. This is a 30-something year old man, and he just typed out mic drop ho. To which she responds, I'm sure your TikTok fans will love the way you talk to women when I post these screenshots. And then he's like, you know what? Good luck. I stand by every single word that I just said to you. So, did he stand by every single word that he said? Let's look at his initial apology, which he deleted pretty shortly after posting it, and then also hid replies on. Let's look at his first apology. I've recently been accused of some heinous actions and would like the opportunity to share my disgust at these accusations. I'm a firm believer in the rights and equality of all humans, including women. If that's not the biggest red flag immediately, I don't know what else is. I stand by the rights for all humans, and that does include women. Those creatures. I am including them in that statement because That's the kind of angel I am. It makes it sound like he's drawing a distinction between women and every other human on the planet, like they're a totally separate species that aren't included in humanity. What an absolute incomprehensible weirdo. I grew up in a home with 3 sisters and no brothers, so I learned very early on the importance, power, love, and abilities women have. They deserve to be cherished and uplifted and treated with respect, and that's how I live my life. I do not condone the statements or accusations that have suddenly been hoisted upon me, and I hope to speak to anyone who feels they have been wronged. He's actually going with the, I have sisters. I can't hate women. I have sisters. No. I have 3 sisters. You guys don't understand. I could never do this to women. Like, you're misunderstanding. These are all baseless accusations. I have 3 sisters. I legitimately cannot be mean to women. And not only do I have 3 sisters, but my mother is also a woman. So you should see how ridiculous these claims are now, knowing this context with my 3 sisters and mother. So that should hopefully clear up all of the air here with these accusations. Like I mentioned, he did delete this apology post, but today he did release a new apology on TikTok. He released an apology video, so let's take a peek at that. Also, Ben, I know you're still watching. You probably plan on suing me if I show your apology video because you've employed this tactic before against other YouTubers. If they've shown clips of your content to make fun of you, you allege that it's stealing your work and you have a legal ground to take it down and come after them. You don't. That's not how that works. Me showing this is not any kind of violation in any way, shape, or form. So if you do try and sue me or copyright claim this video, copyright strike the video, anything like that, I will 100% respond with every single option at my disposal in order to follow this legal case through to its fullest conclusion. So let's check out your apology, brother.
Hey guys, there's a lot being said about me on the internet right now, and I just wanted to clear the air. The first thing I want to say is I'm sorry to anyone that I've made feel uncomfortable.
I love how nonchalant he is about this whole thing, just trying to downplay the situation. Like, if I made any of you feel a bit icky, a little uncomfy, I'm super sorry. That wasn't my intention. You must have misunderstood. It's not what I'm about. When in reality, he would snap, get aggressive, hostile, combative anytime he was denied sex.
I want to say to any girl who I've been rude to, whether through text or in person, that I'm sorry. I understand that me being sorry does not excuse that kind of behavior. I will continue to work on myself and do better. Thanks, guys.
Behold, the first AI ChatGPT written apology. This just ticked every basic box. There's really nothing of value here at all. Just like the quickest, weakest apology, and he's just gonna go forward doing his little, look at this tweet. Like nothing ever happened. So, that's kind of where everything's at. Dog shit apology, dog shit situation. This guy is a big old loser. So, let's use this as a learning opportunity for anyone watching. Don't be like Bintellect. That's really about it. See ya. If you've got a full belly, prepare yourself because you might just puke upon seeing and listening to this unbelievable, embarrassing cringe. This is the worst flirting, the worst attempt at wooing a potential romantic interest I have ever seen. This is like playing a visual novel and then scaring away all of your potential love interests at once and getting the worst ending. Now, I'd like to give a bit of context here to the situation before we really dive into the meatballs from our spaghetti entree of cringe. A user on Twitter posted screenshots as well as videos from a random guy who had reached out to her on Facebook because he had seen her on a dating app. The two didn't even match, and I guess he must have assumed that it was some kind of glitch because they were destined to be lovers. It was fate that was pulling them together, but unfortunately technology had a malfunction, so he took matters into his own hands, tracked her down on Facebook, of which she had no connection to the dating app. She didn't connect any of her socials to the dating app, so he did some super sleuthing to find her on Facebook and reach out to her there to try and win her heart. And let's see how that went. Kelsey! I love that intro right there. It's straight out of Scary Movie, like that old commercial. What's up? He's coming at her like they're best friends from way back in the day. He then executes Order 66 and kills all potential for romance. He goes, I mean, okay, shit. Mayhaps that was a tad overly enthusiastic for a stranger danger message on a sunny Friday morning. There is so much quirk to the way that he texts that I'm getting uncomfortable. I can say with a high level of confidence that he is definitely in some kind of theater troupe because he is typing like he's acting out some kind of skit for a play. It's a little much here. My bad. Let's go with, I can explain. Fuck yeah, that works. Then drops a couple of emojis and then one of these bad boys. How she didn't immediately fall in love with this man is beyond me. This is aggressive. And it's already creepy because it's a complete stranger who saw her on a dating app and then tracked her down in order to, really directly communicate with her. So, let's go over where things went wrong here. I'll go ahead and get the playbook out like John Madden and say where everything fell apart for the offense. From the start, basically. There is nothing that's even remotely salvageable from what he tried to do here. There is nothing more annoying than texting like you're talking to yourself during the text. Like when you say something like, Kelsey, oh wait, shit, mayhaps that was a tad too far on a stranger danger sunny Friday afternoon. Goodness gracious, how do I save this? Like that is so fucking lame. That is shameful. That is just downright shameful. I am shocked he didn't drop like an asterisk nuzzles you, and then an asterisk, you there? Yeah, and then one of those emojis. So she said, sorry, do I know you? And then it reactivates this cringe protocol. He says, oh hey, no, we don't know each other. Sincere apologies for the subterfuge. Oh brother, this guy stinks. Dropping subterfuge here in your creepy approach to a stranger. If you give me the tiniest bit of room, I'd be happy to explain. I reckon that said explanation will bring laughs and smiles. P.S. Not trying to rope you into a pyramid scheme to sell fancy Tupperware. Yet. He's trying very hard to be self-aware, and when he starts sending his voice memos to her, he reiterates 1,000 times like, this is weird, you're probably gonna think I'm weird, and then just keeps doing it. He sends so many voice messages that go for a long, long time. It's making my voice crack because of how fucking embarrassing it is. And you want to know the wildest part? I'm getting ahead of myself, and it's a spoiler. He has done this to multiple women, apparently. Other women have come forward after this tweet and all of this, the receipts here and all that went viral, with other women showing their interactions with him, and he even uses, like, the exact same lines on other women, which is really odd considering that has to be a 0% success rate. These can't be working well at all. It's so weird. So she decides to play ball here and open Pandora's box to see what comes out. She says, explain away, and he gives a brief, cool guy thing. Oh god, I just spent 60 minutes singing to seniors and man am I drained. But fuck it, I can do this. He's hyping himself up in the text messages he is sending to this girl. It is so embarrassing, and he keeps doing it, but it gets worse because right after that, he sends a voice message.
Hey Kelsey, how's it going? Don't mind me, I fucking hate texting. I think we're all better without it, so I usually use one of these when I can. Also, I don't know if you've ever seen that Key and Peele skit, but that's how I feel about texting. I could go on. Anyway, I just want you to know right off the bat, I fully accept how fucking weird this is. I'm sorry, but like I said, I think if you give me a second, you'll probably end up laughing. And not that you need my permission, but feel free to just laugh directly at me for being a fucking idiot, for I am surely about to embarrass myself right now.
I do appreciate your stamp of approval. I and everyone else will be laughing directly at you for this, and I appreciate that you recognize what an unbelievably weird thing it is to do. I don't know why you keep doing it. This is the first of many voice messages he sends, even after recognizing this immutable fact that it is weird and embarrassing.
And sorry for the delay. I was going to get back to you, but someone called about a gig tomorrow and I'm trying to help them find a musician. Also, I'm not sure if I'm fucking funny anymore. I just spent 60 minutes, like I said, playing guitar and singing to a room full of senior citizens, but the room was stuffy and hot. I had to do it with the surgical mask on, and I'm not sure if I have any funny or social energy left, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try and fake it right now. So thank you for your understanding and patience, and here goes nothing. I'm a fucking idiot. Enjoy.
He's actually treating this like it's some kind of movie audition. What are you talking about? I also just, I love that he immediately makes himself seem like super busy, like, hey, sorry for the delay, I know you were waiting on bated breath for my explanation, but I had to help very big musicians find a gig. You may have heard of them before, Bring Me the Horizon. Yeah, I'm the lead singer. So I had a lot going on. I was double booked, so I had to give them a different band. You may have heard of them, Metallica. But anyway, let me go ahead and explain what's going on. I just finished one of my own gigs, in fact, so I'm a little drained, but don't be perturbed because I'm gonna do my best to fake it. So stay tuned for part 2. It's coming right up. Yeah, like he's about to go through his stand-up comedy routine, which you don't want to miss.
In the trenches of online dating for a couple years, so I definitely know how to identify the kind of person I'm like, if nothing else, the world would be better if we were friends. So hear me out. First of all, I never fucking see that shrug emoji. No one else uses it. It's typed into my phone. If I type shrug with 2 G's, it just shows up. Same thing on my laptop. Like, I'll use it in work emails. Fuck it. So right away, I'm like, interesting. I don't get it though. She's cute. For how pretty she is, she should be boring. Why does she seem kind of strange in a good way?
That's a spectacular start right there. I was like, she's kind of pretty, so why isn't she like a fucking lobotomite boring dumbass? Like, she used an emoji that I really like, and she's pretty. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Pretty women can't have a personality, but you're like defying all of science right now. He just keeps going on about this fucking shrug emoji. He's talking about her bio on the dating site, and he just really fixates on that. That shrug emoji is like Cupid's arrow to this guy. He fell in love instantly when he saw it in her bio. I don't know why he thought it was a compliment to say that she's like strange and different in a good way because pretty women are like boring or whatever, insinuates that a pretty girl can't have a personality. I don't know what the thought process was with that approach, but it's definitely a bold play.
I think you said something about live music. My job is actually live music. I play guitar and sing. I do about 25 shows a month. I know it sounds made up. I feel like I invented the job. It's redonkulous, but I live very comfortably. Life is good. I do play at a lot of retirement homes, and it's great for my self-esteem, Kels, as I am a big hit with women over 80.
Time out. Technical foul here. He just dropped a redonkulous. He just said redonkulous. And then not only that, in his only second voice message here, he's already just calling her Kels. They're not even on like a first name basis. They're not acquaintances. These are 2 complete strangers, and he's already giving her like a nickname. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, and just the night before, I'd been talking to one of my best friends in the world, Roxy. Just people that like match you and they just write hey. So if someone writes hey, I just write hi. And if someone writes sup, I go nothing much, you. And like, people that match me and clearly haven't read my fucking bio, folks will match and be like, so what do you do for a living? I'm like, come on, Chelsea. Like, yeah, you're kind of cute, but I'm pretty damn sweet. Try harder.
Why are you even talking about this? You're like trauma dumping on this complete stranger right now that you've tracked down from a dating app to try and communicate directly with because you didn't match with her. What the fuck is this? Now you're just going on about like, dating apps are so weird. People just say like, hey. So then I'm like, hi. You don't know how to have a conversation. You didn't read the bio that I painstakingly typed up. I spent a long time on that bio and now I'm offended. Ridiculous. Redonkulous.
I don't know. It's just to see someone mention that in a bio, I'm like, thank you. I can see that you feel the same as me. Yeah, if people, I always think that effort should match interest in dating. So if you're curious if someone's interested or not, remember that scene with Justin Long and what's her face in that movie about dating? Is it he's just not that into you? And he's like, if the guy's interested, he will call. And it's true. So I found a line a couple years ago and it's like, effort will always match interest. It will show you how interested someone is. And like, I'm pretty goddamn sweet, and I am not that lonely, bored, or horny. I'm not going to take breadcrumbs from someone if I want a sandwich. So if someone hits me with a hey or hi, you can go fuck yourself.
He's just sounding like a complete unhinged asshole here. It's not that deep. What do you mean they can just go fuck themselves? No one's even, like, what does this have to do with anything in this situation? This isn't even flirting. This is just blurting. He's just blurting out all of the most nonsensical shit in his head right now to a complete stranger. And not only that, this is probably not even his first take. I bet he recorded this like 10 times until he had one that was like, this is the one. This was smooth. And that's what we got here. We got the final product. This isn't even like the first draft, I doubt. That's mind-blowing.
I'm worth more. Damn it. This is where the Kelly Clarkson song comes in. Yeah, no, your bio is just, there was so much intentional effort put in, and honestly, the more I scroll down in the pics, I'm like, this does not match up. I don't want to sound like an asshole. Like, attractive people can also be interesting and funny, but it's just incredibly rare. I speak for myself, because I'd like to consider myself one of those.
That's the end of Chapter 2 from the voice memos, but don't worry, there's still a finale, and it's the extended director's cut. The next one's over 5 minutes long. Also, he doubles down on this whole, like, yeah, you're, like, pretty, but you have a personality, which that just does not happen. I don't know why he thinks that that's some kind of, like, grand compliment. It's very odd. Now, before playing the 5-minute, 30-second monologue here, he must have seen that she listened to it. He's like, ha, gotcha! Yeah, I gotcha! Red-handed, you listen to it. Curiosity got the better of you. And then she says, dude, so you saw me on Bumble and found me on Facebook? How? Clearly very creeped out by it, understandably. And then he goes, oh, I honestly just typed in Kelsey and I guess I got lucky. I figured because you put live music we might have some friends in common or something. I blame Zuckerberg, and then laughing emoji. Which contradicts everything that he's said here, because he's constantly talking and referencing her bio, which I think is referring to her dating profile bio, especially because he does mention, like, online dating with Hayes and highs and shit. So I don't even know why he thought that would somehow save the situation. Like, she'd be fooled by it.
For the love of fuck, I was like 2 minutes into one, and it was awesome and funny, and I was so proud of it, and then someone called me again about a gig this evening, and it's like, you know that thing where your friends know you're busy or you're on a date or something, and then that's when they decide to call? Jesus Christ.
Excellent. Chef's kiss. This is how you start a romantic message. Ah, for the love of fuck. I was in the middle of something spectacular. You were gonna love it, Kels. You were gonna love it. Trust me. But then one of my fucking asshole friends called me about a gig, because I'm so busy being a successful live musician. Can you believe that, Kels? Can you believe that? It's like those things, you know, where, like, we both go on dates, right? I go on dates, clearly. You go on dates. And sometimes when you're just busy, people call. It's Jesus Christ.
But yeah, no, your bio was just the fucking bee's knees. I mean, listen, top 3 in, like, the hundreds or thousands I've seen. It was just, I don't know. I'm a very good judge of character, and you just seem like my kind of person. And I'm not saying we're star-crossed lovers. I don't know you, and you don't know me.
That's 100% correct. You don't know each other. So why are you doing this? This is not how you get to know someone. This is concerning. Also, you should never admit to seeing hundreds or thousands of dating profile bios. That makes you sound very desperate, that you spend all of your time on these dating apps, perusing it, cruising around, and if you don't match with someone you found attractive or interesting based on their bio, you go out of your way to find them elsewhere to try and talk to them, which is very scary behavior.
I fully accept how strange and unconventional this is. I got a vibe, and I figured I gotta go with it. I was, like, in a really good mood that day. I don't know. I'm totally winging it. But, yeah, a lot of my close friends are women, and everyone, unfortunately, has a couple stories of having to block someone's number, or an ex just won't leave them alone, or going to the cops. Fuck, dude, I've had to block a few numbers of crazy people that didn't know they were crazy. So I really, really apologize sincerely if this in any way, like, triggered that, or it was weird or whatever. Kelsey, that's the furthest thing from my intention. I just wanted to say howdy, and I figured if I talk like an idiot, you'd probably feel like I did after I looked at your bio.
It's so close. He's teetering on the edge of self-awareness. Him saying all of this out loud should have led to this eureka moment where he was overcome with immense shame, and he just presses the eject button and deletes the voice memo and doesn't continue this conversation. Like, he's clearly pointing out just how weird all of this is. He's even going into all of his friends are women who, you know, have stories about having to block crazy people who didn't know they were crazy. Like, case in point, what you're doing here, but you keep trying to, like, make it seem like it's not weird, even though you do keep acknowledging how weird it is. So, like, you're fighting, like, a battle against yourself in your own messages. You are calling yourself out in front of the person that you're talking to as well. It's really weird.
Oh, okay. It's not fair. You've seen mine, or sorry, I've seen yours and you have not seen mine. If you want, I will screenshot my Bumble bio. I'm quite proud of it. I think it's pretty fucking good. It represents me well. And what else would I want to know if I was you? gee, I'm like 6 feet tall, pretty damn handsome. I'd give me like a 7. No, like a 7.5 out of 10 looks wise. I mean, to my knowledge, no one has dated me for my abs or my hair. I'm guessing it's because I'm funny and honest and clearly very humble and go to therapy and emotionally intelligent.
It's not a job interview, bro. You don't need to be giving your resume here. Brother, just stop. Please, goodness gracious.
7.5, maybe even an 8. I'm feeling really fucking good lately. I got a tan. I'm up to like 80-second side planks. I hate them, but they're totally worth it for the core. And big feet, so you know what that means, baby doll. Big socks.
You're scaring me. You are scaring me. Why would you do that? What? From way downtown here, he's throwing up a crazy jump shot. He immediately goes into, I've got big feet. You know what that means, baby girl. Oh my lord, please. Have mercy. Have mercy. Why? Why?
What else? I feel like I didn't tell you enough about the bio too. That shrug emoji was just, if nothing else, the fact that like you look like a Disney princess and you use that, I'm like, fuck it, I gotta talk to her. So, oh, I was definitely getting strong Kirsten Bell vibes too, and she's awesome. I don't know if you listen to her husband's podcast, Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard. I know it's quite the reference, but I have a feeling you might know what that is. One of my favorite episodes, actually, is it Lauren Graham that plays Lorelai? She was on there. Anyway, I am all over the fucking place, as is my job.
You're also all over the place in this one-sided conversation. Now you're shouting out podcasts, talking about fucking shrug emoji again. It's hurting me listening to this. Let this be a lesson to everyone out there watching this. Just don't do anything even remotely like this. Never engage in a one-sided conversation where you have to be the one filling in blanks in a conversation that doesn't really exist.
But I'm sitting here, a middle-aged guy in his car with the AC on and a SpongeBob shirt, and I would call this like the technological version of, you know, when like Noah stops Allie in the Notebook and he's like, I had to talk to you when I see something I want. Yes, I just made a Notebook reference. I don't know. I'm being a total idiot right now. So if nothing else, I figured you'd have a laugh and a smile and you can fucking make fun of me to your friends. I don't know. Now you have a solo podcast for a guy that makes like $6,000 a month on a microphone being an idiot.
He was right. This is something that everyone can laugh about and have a big smile on their face making fun of this whole situation. And then out of nowhere, he drops like his salary from his job, like to flex. He just like slides that in there, which, I mean, it's an interesting strategy yet again. This guy's got a wild book of tricks.
I'm sorry, I don't normally bring up money, but I feel like I created my job out of thin air, and like I just submitted my 2022 taxes, and shit's been getting so much better the last few years, so I'm quite proud of it. That wasn't me trying to impress you, though, with money. I've got way more impressive shit than that. It just slipped out. I hope we could still be friends. Anyway,
Why leave it in there, then? You saying that clearly made you uncomfortable. You could have just deleted this and just tried again. Though I don't think you should have tried again regardless. This shouldn't have happened to begin with. But you yourself just made yourself puke in your mouth when you said your $6,000 a month out loud like that as like a flex, and you still let it ride. You still let this Beyblade rip. Why?
You look like a goddamn Disney princess. The bio completely floored me. I felt like it was written by a friend or something. I just got like strong, like fellow nerd, divergent, super cool, gregarious, happy person vibes. And yeah, so listen, I'm an open book. You probably figured that out like 6 overshares ago. If you have any questions for me, please hit me. Don't be shy. If you want, I'll share my bio. I feel like it's unfair that, you know, I've seen yours and you haven't seen mine. I'm quite proud of my bio.
This entire situation has been nothing but overshares from you. She's not going to ask you any questions. No sane person would. It's not going to happen. This whole thing was a complete catastrophe. And once again, hung up on this fucking bio thing. They're just bios. Most people write them in 10 seconds. I don't know how long he spent, like, finally crafting his, but that is not the norm. I'm sure she didn't spend days coming up with her bio on here. I don't know how it resonated so strongly with this guy, but I bet after this whole song and dance, the woman here immediately just deleted her whole account, or at the very least removed the bio entirely.
Yeah, for the 80th time, I apologize if this was weird, or, like, gave you any bad vibes. That's not my intention. Yeah, I gotta drive home now, because I gotta go sing at a bar in Mississauga, and I have 4 more gigs this weekend, and it hurts to talk. So, I'm sitting here in my car like a jackass, and, yeah, I hope that all made some kind of sense. And if nothing else, please take the sincere compliment. I've seen hundreds of shitty bios, probably thousands, and yours was easily top 3. The only reason I'm not giving you number 1 is because then it would seem like I'm lying. But I'm a very genuine, honest person, and, yeah. Actually, on my way home, I'm going to go to the park and feed the ducks. My favorite swan couple, Mr. Plump and Mrs. Plumfett, they just had babies a couple weeks ago. So, like, I'll run up and they recognize me and the babies are squeaking. The hierarchy of, like, waterfowl cute babies, it goes swan babies, then ducklings, and then goslings. But, yes, I may or may not do that 4 to 7 times a week. I'm a huge animal lover. Dogs are better than cats. Cats suck. Sorry if you have cats, but I'm sure your cat is cool.
That was one of the most peculiar lies I've ever heard. You're going to stop at the park on the way home so you can visit your favorite swan couple, Mr. Plumph and Mrs. Plumfett, because they just had babies a couple weeks ago, and they recognize you and get excited and start squeaking when you come by. Like you're part of the family, part of the crew, part of the ship. What universe? What the fuck? That's not even something Dr. Seuss would write as like a little goofy side plot in a story. That is the biggest lie I've ever heard for no reason. For no reason. The quirkiness is overloading. Like, the cup runneth over on quirk. Wow.
And, yeah, take the compliment. Anyway, apologies if this totally intruded on your day, opposite of my intention. And, yeah, your bio was fucking awesome. I mean, there's a couple other assets I noticed too, but I cannot mention them without sounding like a fuckboy, so I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm sure you've worked very hard to be in the shape you're in, but goddamn, lady. God damn, I would not kick you out of bed for eating crackers. So I figured if you are half as funny as you seem to be and half as cool as I got from that bio, I would say howdy. Yeah, alright. Hope this made you laugh and smile, and you have a fantastical day, Kelsey. Cheers.
And that's the grand finale of this whole situation, and what a journey it was. I find this to be probably the best example of the worst approach to romance imaginable. And like I said, this was not an isolated incident. He's done this before. And he's even used the same lines before. Which is it's so wild. It's so wild. I had to talk about it. I had to. So yeah, that's really about it. See ya. There's no worse feeling than when you engage in an internet argument with some anonymous asshole, and then it turns out that that asshole is extremely talented. Today I have a very sad story to share with you where the villain gets the last laugh. Real life isn't like anime, where the good guys always win. Sometimes the bully comes and puts your head in the toilet and flushes. So it all starts with this video. A YouTuber posts their best performance of an impossible piece of music called Rush E. Now, obviously, I'm a fucking Neanderthal when it comes to piano. I don't know anything about any major pieces except from, like, your big ones like Mozart and Bach. So I had never heard of Rush E before, so I did a little research. Rush E was actually a song created as a meme that is quite literally impossible for any human being to play. And I don't mean that as like it's extremely difficult, I mean it is genuinely impossible. You would need 15 fucking arms, and even then you would struggle. Let me go ahead and show you where it started, the genesis of Rush E. If a human being actually performed this song as written here, it would probably end the world on the spot, or bring about the heat death of the entire universe. It would signal Armageddon. It is quite literally an impossible piece of music that was made to be a joke. However, some piano players on YouTube tried their best to kind of change it around a little bit, mess with the arrangement in order to make it almost possible to play on the piano, which is the video I just showed you there, which is giving a very spirited attempt at making it happen. And I thought it was very good. Of course, I'm not a piano expert by any means, but most people that watched it also agreed that it was extremely impressive what he was able to do. And this spawned an argument in the YouTube comments. YouTube comments are the cesspool of the internet. It is absolutely fucking deplorable down there very often. But in this comment section, it was overwhelmingly positive. But just like everywhere on the internet, there has to be that douchebag that comes in and shits on everyone's fun, just ruins the entire positive atmosphere of everything. They drop their pants and goatsy themselves and just makes everyone feel worse. Their presence making everything more negative. Keep in mind, this piece is literally impossible to play. You saw it. It looked like a Toho bullet hell game. But that didn't stop some enlightened Redditor from demanding perfection. It actually comes from this comment, which is a very nice comment from a guy named Just a Guy Who Likes Hentai. He says, "How can you dislike this? I don't see anyone else actually playing this." You know, that's just a very wholesome thing. Like, you know, this is so good, I can't imagine someone not liking it. It's just being nice, you know? Obviously, there's going to be people that don't like it, but it's just a very encouraging comment. But it summoned a demon. A piano-playing demon named Fanshin. Fanshin replies to that comment saying, "Probably because it was mediocre, no offense." Yeah, no offense, buddy, but you just fucking suck and you should be embarrassed that you posted this video. It actually made me physically ill. I puked and was so offended by your awful mediocre playing that I broke up with my own girlfriend in protest. This isn't constructive criticism. I saw a lot of people defending this saying he was just offering criticism or answering the question. No, he's just being an asshole. There's nothing constructive about this. You just saying that it's not good without saying like where they could improve isn't really constructive criticism. It's just you being a douchebag. And obviously he wasn't genuinely answering the question in the comments of how can anyone dislike this because it wasn't a real question. It was just an encouraging statement. It's like when you get told a story like, "Can you believe my parents got divorced?" And then your friend responds with, "Yeah, I can, because your parents are fucking selfish sluts." It's like, well, I wasn't actually asking you if you can believe it, you know? It's not like a real question. It was just a supportive comment. So there's really no justifying being a douchebag here other than just being a dick. So then the guy responds saying, "Was it? I'd like to see you try. So come on, give us an awe-inspiring performance." Spoiler alert, he would soon regret issuing this challenge. Fanshin responds, "Oh boy, you will embarrass yourself. I'll show you what a good performance of this piece sounds like." To which the hentai fan says, "Then do it, stop talking, and do it." Now, 10 times out of 10 on the internet, when some anonymous asshole makes statements like this, you don't expect them to follow through on it. And even less often, you will expect them to be good at anything. But this is the exception. This is the anomaly. This is probably the first time in history someone has actually followed through on a statement like this and actually been good at it. Fanshin responds saying, "Maybe you can pay me, then I'll be motivated, LMFAO. He's pretty arrogant and pompous," to which Hentai responds, "So being known as a jealous, contrarian liar until you post your own rendition isn't a good enough motivation for you? Sorry, but that's all you're gonna get." And then Fanshin again, he's twirling that cartoonishly evil mustache and says, "Haha, sure, why not? Fun summer project. Maybe I'll get more views." And then other people kind of come in here and tell him to shut up. They don't really like his negative attitude. The comment section starts to gain a little bit of infamy, so more people come in with the popcorn to watch from the sidelines. You can see the war has erupted. Now we're watching the commenters fight. Another challenge was issued saying upload something by Scott, that guy, other than MLR or Entertainer. Again, I'm not familiar with piano pieces, so I don't even know what that challenge is. I'm assuming it's difficult. And then eventually Fanshin comes back and says, "Wouldn't have the confidence to upload a performance that I'm not pleased with, but yes, props to the guy for attempting it. It's just this could have been played with much more accuracy had he spent more time polishing, which is something I will show. It's pretty much learned a tempo, but I'm striving for consistency and clarity." So he finally gives like almost a constructive criticism there. And then he gives his rendition of this piece. And unfortunately, it fucking slaps. Surprised if the hentai guy deleted his channel after that. I mean, it's unlucky that the guy that he was arguing with was the only person on the internet who happens to talk shit anonymously and be able to back it up with real talent. You really hate to see that. You hate to see an anonymous internet asshole turn out to be really good at something. That's a horrible feeling. I know when he watched this video, like when he dropped the video, he was probably still so confident, like, yeah, this is gonna fucking blow. And then he started listening, and as his erection grew, he felt more and more shame. Hentai guy was just sitting there stewing in anger, like, fuck, he's actually good. Damn you, curses! Because, I mean, that's how I felt, and I wasn't even involved in the argument. But I think this also illustrates an extremely important point. No matter how talented you are, it can be overshadowed by a shitty attitude. A lot of the comments here, and even in the Reddit thread, were just kind of saying the same meme of pretty mediocre, no offense. Like, not even respecting his very clear talent, because they don't like him. If you're insufferable and unlikable, people aren't going to respect your skill. And I think that's, now granted it's not everyone because the video is still overwhelmingly liked, but it could have been a truly positive experience had he just gone about it in a much better way. Like, you know, this wasn't the best rendition of the song, but I do appreciate the effort that went into it, and in fact it inspired me to want to learn it myself. And then he drops this video, and then, you know, that's a lot better, I think, and you'd have more people on your side as opposed to just people brushing off your extreme level of talent here because you were an asshole in the comments to someone that was just proud of their own rendition of the piece. Like, his arrangement of this is like a custom arrangement, obviously, because you can't play it as written. His arrangement is extremely solid, and his performance is unreal. Like, absolutely unreal. And to have that just thrown to the side because he was super unlikable is a real shame, I think. So, I mean, this was a pretty wild experience because I've never seen this before. Like I said, 10 times out of 10, when you're arguing with someone on the internet anonymously, that person behind the keyboard's usually a coward that doesn't really have a lot going for them. But in this really rare instance, that anonymous guy was a fucking piano prodigy. So yeah, I just wanted to share this with you all. That's about it. See ya.
Going to be visiting the dark web version of the Internet Strange's websites. This is the final and technically fourth part of the series, so I made a playlist you can check out at the top right of the screen if you want to watch all the episodes. I've seen that movie. For my safety and yours, I will not be sharing the links. Go watch the other parts of this series. Anyway, in case you guys don't know about the dark web, you can only access it using Tor web browser, not Google Chrome, not Firefox, not Internet Explorer. I don't know why you would use that anyway. This allows you to go into.
Well, it's not called Internet Explorer now. It's Edge.
The websites usually consist of random numbers. In the last video, we covered the basics, and this time I just decided.
Tor was made by the CIA.
And clicking and clicking. So
is that true? I remember that rumor floating around back when I was learning what the dark and deep web and shit was. Was Tor actually made by the CIA? It was made by the Navy. Oh, we're getting. Oh, there's like a fucking civil war in the chat. Was it the Navy or the CIA? On Tuesday, the CIA announced its own Tor Onion service. So the CIA, I guess, is getting into the dark web space. What are they, like, releasing dark web NFTs? I don't know. This is a weird announcement from 2019. The United States Naval Research Laboratory. I'm assuming. I guess it's the first thing that popped up. Yeah, it looks like it was the Navy. So besides like arms purchasing and like illegal shit, what is the point of the dark web? Like, I can't imagine people are accessing the dark web going through Tor to look up like video game walkthroughs. That seems like there's no way that happens on the dark web. Who's going on the dark web like, bruh, I'm really looking to buy some crocodile. Oh, someone's selling. All right, here's my credit card info. No one's typing that shit in on the dark web. No fucking chance. No one's dumb enough to do that, right? College kids? Nah, I don't believe that for even a second. Nobody would. They're absolutely using like Monero or some kind of crypto or something. They're not going to be using like their actual just fucking Visa card.
Revenge. Now you might be saying, we already covered revenge in the last video. Yes, but those websites were taken down. Won't be sharing the name of the website, but I'll show you guys the layout. So right out of the gate, you're given a list of female names to browse through. If you click on a name,
this used to exist on the surface web for what it's worth. Tuv even covered it once. There used to be a website that was all for revenge porn, and eventually the guy who ran it faced how many years in jail? I don't remember how many, but yeah, he got fucking blasted. But this was something back in the early internet days that existed just on, you know, you could go on AOL and just look at revenge porn. It was fucking crazy. He got 18 years? Was it 18 years? You might be right.
There are two options: the lifetime basic.
Yeah, see, buy with Bitcoin.
Premium.
You're not typing in credit card info.
$150 and includes lifetime membership, daily updates, 101 gigabytes in leaked amateur content, which is 69,300 photos,
Christ.
3,405 video, and plus a VIP section, an IP cam section, spy cam recordings, NAS Synology section, and unsorted content, which apparently they have 10 terabytes worth of. So yeah, the IP cam section.
Holy shit.
Like, dude, I feel so bad for the girls that don't even know their laptop is hacked and people are just watching them. Random people are just watching them.
That's another crazy thing. Do you guys remember that back in early internet days? There was a time I don't remember if it was Max, but there was some laptop that shipped with a webcam built in, and it was extremely easy to access. So easy, in fact, there was a website set up on Surface Web where it would just be like a roulette. You just click a button and it'd take you to some random guy's webcam. You could just watch them living their lives. Was it Dell? It might have been Dell. Yeah, so you just have this roulette of just watching people's lives through their webcam. They had no idea. It was fucking wild. It was wild. So then, like, it was such a big deal that eventually the experts were like, if you own this laptop, just put a piece of tape over the webcam. Otherwise, you are most likely being watched.
You exist. But I just want to let you guys know that. I'll provide some Amazon links in case you guys want to buy some webcam covers. Disgusting fantasies.
You don't want to look at my webcam? Yeah, like, it's just one of those fucking creepy things, man. I don't think looking through those webcams ever really, like, nothing, like, crazy ever happens. But it's still just fucking scary to think about.
If you are not of legal age, or if this type of material is not legal in your jurisdiction, do not enter. This site contains absolutely no videos, photos, 3D rendered art, or other illustrations of or adults. If you're looking for any of that, you're in the wrong place. It's basically saying, we have a bunch of these, like,
shit's like a Tumblr blog.
About,
the fuck?
Not only that, but they have 2 pedophilic prevention campaign advertisements to deter the users from doing anything in real life. They're obviously only doing this so it seems like, hey, we're actually the good guys. We're preventing this stuff from happening in real life, when in reality they're just providing the acceptance, normalization, and culture of files.
That is something that is, I've seen this on Twitter. There's a verified account, couple 100,000 followers from what I recall. They have this belief that if we could just use AI to generate fake children for porn, it would solve pedophiles. There is a group of people that genuinely believe that providing, like, more child porn but without real people, that it would somehow get rid of, like, pedophiles. It is the most ass-backwards idea ever. It's fucking disgusting. They've made this post like, this is where I think deepfakes need to go. We need to create deepfakes of children in pornographic settings, so that way people would no longer be incentivized to use real children in child porn. It blew my fucking mind, and there were people supporting that. Like, all that does is provide more child porn for pedophiles and make the market even bigger for people to fucking film that shit in the real world. It's crazy. It's crazy. Twitter is just the most outrageous wasteland of horrible ideas. That's what this just reminded me of. I think it was actually Mudahar who commented on that. I don't remember what the account was that was talking about it. I know they deleted it shortly thereafter.
Minor, and it's still illegal to have on your device. Take Lolly, for example. Even though they're just drawings, you can be arrested and charged with a crime if you possess lolicon in any form. Other countries have also...
Oh, wait, let me read that. I didn't know that. Is that real? You can actually get arrested for Lolly? So what is Twitter talking about then where it's like, it's not illegal? In fact, Lolly is something to be celebrated.
So enacted laws making lolicon. We offer the best collection of real snuff and authentic R-word pictures and video clips.
Jesus
Thousands
Christ.
of photos, videos, comics, and books. Join us for your very special never forget experience. For a small one-time fee, you have unlimited access forever. We add always new forbidden content, completely safe and anonymous.
Jesus.
The document. The stuff on that document is absolutely fucking insane.
The
worst part is that they provide image proof. So, they provide image proof by using these web links. Everything that I'm about to say is real.
They use Reddit?
They provide some video proof too. I did check out some of them, and oh my god, I never want to go back. Like, deadass, I never want to fucking go back. I never want to see those images again, but it is real. I'm letting you guys know. This shit is real. Let's go over the document. I was actually kind of stupid and I downloaded the fucking text document. I don't know why I downloaded it. I downloaded something from the dark web. It's on my computer now. It's just a dot.
It's like a J-Station video. I downloaded some shit from the dark web. Now all of a sudden I'm an 8-foot smurf. I accidentally drank the Amogus potion at 3 a.m. from the dark web. Jesus Christ, tough.
Yeah. So the first thing they're claiming to sell are guns. We have sniper rifles, Mossberg 500, TOZ rifles, Kalashnikov rifles. I've never heard of that. But it says made in Russia, not China. From the other video. So let's just go into something shocking. This one, bro. This is what really got me. Video filmed according to your script with torture, R-word, snuff, etc. We need from you how many actors will be, race, gender, and your script/scenario. I can't believe
Jesus Christ.
The youngest actor we had, 4 days after she is born. The oldest actor we had, 93-year-old woman.
Holy
I'm assuming
fuck.
it's kidnapped people, blended up babies in smoothies. A classic smoothie is a drink made from pure raw fruit and or vegetables using a blender. Classic smoothie is a healthy type of cocktail that you can drink for breakfast or a bit later. But we have a special smoothie. It's made from newborns. We place in blender the newborn with or without legs / hands / no fucking shot. And blend until the mixture is for smoothies from newborns strictly in the refrigerator or cool place.
That one seems very fake.
Also buy male and female genitalia, just like they're obviously
I don't know about that one. That one doesn't seem like a real thing.
Safe and secure container will be transferred and marked as for medical school. So they got their own methods to.
That's CIA bait. Legit. Yeah, it definitely seems like bait.
Cocaine, and why does that even matter? What? By reading the names, I recognize some of them. It's extremely fucking illegal. They're also selling the Logan Paul video. You guys know which one, which is a complete shock to me. It was like a YouTuber on this list. What was going on? But you know what Logan Paul video I'm talking about.
Can't you just find that on archive.org?
60 FPS.
Why would you buy that on the dark web? Pretty sure it's on archive.org.
Check out their image proof and like
it makes it tier 1 Ash.
And you guys don't worry about my mental health. A lot of people comment like, I hope your mental health is good. It's good, bruh. I'm gonna go play GTA after this, right? But thank you guys so much for just
there's the Logan Paul Forest video.
It's a blessing.
I'm pretty sure it's on archive.org.
You guys don't worry about me. Go on with your life. And I'll see you guys. Actually, leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys next time I upload.
Nice. So besides like illegal shit, is there any reason to go on the dark web? I know Mudahar's made a few videos on like other things besides like the worst shit on there, but what else is there? Besides just a bunch of illegal shit. To get around taxes? Wait, there's like accountants on there? You could charge for like services to evade taxes or something. That's more just illegal shit though. I'm saying like besides all illegal shit, people just go there to hang out sometimes. Oh, well, if it was made by the Navy, then why the hell was it made and has a bunch of illegal stuff on it? Well, the reason it has a bunch of illegal stuff on it is because of the anonymity. That's like the whole point of the dark and deep web. As for why it was made, that I don't really know. It's probably to get around like surveillance or something maybe. I'm just spitballing. Exit tier 1 poopy ranger. Let's see what crimes were caught on Twitch. Off the top of my head, can I think of any crimes? Turkey, the Turkish community on Twitch was recently just caught in a massive scandal of money laundering through Twitch bits and donations. That's probably on here. What else? CSGO Lotto? Would that be on here, you think?
Twitch started off as just a TV. A man strapped the camera to his head and would live stream everything that happened to him 24/7. Eventually, the site grew and welcomed people from all over the world to live stream. The company had a name change, which we now know as Twitch, and in 2014 was bought out by Amazon for $970 million. The first thing I want to do is talk about the horrible Twitch staff. Now, it's very known that Twitch has some, let's say, biased staff. Every other month, it seems like a female streamer gets banned and then unbanned within the same week, whereas a male streamer will get banned for the same thing, if not something less harmful, and end up getting permanently banned. This has been proven time and time again, with the most recent case being about Narcissa Wright, a Twitch streamer that literally tweeted out, I want to kill myself and shoot people at Twitch headquarters.
That story is very sad, honestly.
Who was banned, and then what do you know? Unbanned a few days later. I mean, if you ask me, that should have been a permanent ban, but no. We see in this tweet here that they're reducing her ban, and basically, you know, she got unbanned, is what I'm trying to say.
Point is, Twitch, I see where your bans come, I see where they come from, but it's like, to me, it's just like, this situation, shoot people at the Twitch headquarters?
Should be a permanent ban. Now, why? Are the Twitch staff just full of simps? Yeah. And in all honesty, it does seem like Twitch has favorites. Sometimes the reasoning for people getting banned is so stupid, but then if a female does it, again, this is not every single
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't she rebanned after being... Or wasn't she rebanned after being unbanned and then banned again? I'm pretty sure they did correct that mistake. The whole Narcissa Wright story is extremely sad, though. That situation is horrible. I don't think many people know like the whole lore behind Narcissa Wright, but it's a honestly really sad story. Tell it? I can give the cliff notes. Back in the early days of Twitch, really Twitch was built on the back of speedrunning for a little while, like Siglimic, Cosmo Wright. Really the two of them were like pillars of streaming content on Twitch. and started to really get a lot of headlines. And then eventually ADGQ was rolling around, AGDQ started popping off. Cosmo Wright was a prolific speedrunner in Zelda games, Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, all of that. And then over time, started to lose interest in speedrunning. I remember, I think it was 2016, Cosmo Wright entered into a Nintendo-sanctioned competition with a guy named John Numbers, where they were playing Mario Maker as a contest, and Cosmo Wright got blown out and didn't really return to streaming after that, if I recall correctly. And then after that, Cosmo Wright's mental health seemed a little spotty from what people were seeing. Eventually, Cosmo Wright transitions into Narcissa Wright, and from there, the streams that she would do were really focused on like really negative things, and it was very like a toxic environment. Eventually, Narcissa stopped streaming for a while, and what I understood is that she just outright stopped altogether. And then she posted that tweet about wanting to kill herself, and then the Twitch staff, which obviously turned a lot of heads as like, hey, what the fuck is this? So that's where the story's at. There's a lot more nuance to it, but that's kind of like the Cliff Notes breakdown. That whole story there, a lot of like sad and unfortunate things happened along the way. But since I was so big into watching Siglimic, Cosmo, that whole community of speedrunners, it's something I actively followed for a really long time.
Stephen Heyman. On August 31st, 2018, Stephen Heyman and John DiPietro, I hope I said that right, were on their way to Dragon Con, a convention made for gamers, comic enthusiasts, science fiction fans, and more.
Sounds like a joke, like Dragon D's nuts.
This is called IRL streaming. In Atlanta, Georgia, a man is seen approaching John and pins him to the ground. We can't see much, but we do get a full view of what the man looks like.
Oh, shit. Ow. JP, just let go. JP, just let go.
What the fuck is happening?
JP, just let go of it. JP, just let go of it.
Wow.
You can hear
that was awfully calm.
Say, JP, just let go. And this is due to what I'm assuming is John not wanting the man to take his camera, which the man did end up stealing. From the reports I've read, it seems like the man was never caught. The YouTube comments were full of L friend, this dude is such a bad friend, and comments like that. But honestly, that was the best thing to do. You don't know if someone is carrying a knife or a firearm, and your life really isn't worth getting killed over something as simple as a camera or your wallet, when you could just
love how the dude didn't help. Bro, you're not gonna just give up the camera. Everyone shits on Dale Brown for giving like survival advice for how to like survive in an intense situation and disarm the attacker, and you guys give him shit. But the optimal thing to do is to not fight back. Just give your camera. Again, like Tuv just said, could have a knife, could have a gun, and that guy's big as fuck. That guy was significantly more jacked than Steven here. Just give up the fucking camera. Like, I guarantee if this guy did fight back and got his ass beat, people would give him much more shit anyway. Or he could have lost his life over it for a camera.
The police officer explains the call and asks Mr. Big for his name. Mr. Big explains that he doesn't need to give him any sort of information.
Oh boy, you went full Reddit.
And it's honestly a pretty long and petty back and forth from both of them. Up until the cop places Mr. Big under arrest. I would say wrongfully place him under arrest. I mean, he did have his right to not say anything. Cops can always arrest you based on suspicion. You know, it didn't seem in the clip like there was any suspicion of anything other than just the way Mr. Big was acting. Anyway, so Mr. Big gets arrested, right? They leave and they close the door. So a few minutes after the arrest, the door opens and reveals a neighbor, presumably the one that made the complaint, walking in and stealing a pair of shoes and a headset. He then returns and steals what seems to be his phone and a watch. I tuned into Mr. Big's Twitch page, and to my surprise, he still streams. Well, he took a break and is back and averages about 5 to 10 viewers.
That's
so I decided to ask him a couple questions.
What a galaxy brain scheme,
make sure
though.
to show him some love and make sure to tell
fucking
him
supervillain mastermind.
I'm a YouTuber. Yeah, he was charged. He was a career criminal, man. Had a lengthy criminal history. I think he did 3 years for that shit.
I tried looking his name up in like a Washington police directory or something. I checked a lot of websites and I did not find a Jeremy Frost ad. Not that I don't believe you, Mr. Big. It's just that I would have liked to pull up his mugshot. RickyBot. RickyBot was a 43-year-old
I don't know this
man
one either.
who streamed himself playing Pokemon Go.
Oh, yes, I do.
That?
Yes, I do,
Pokemon Go
actually.
is a mobile game which requires you to go outside in order to catch since the man stole 3 cell phones and the camera itself. RickyBot was taken to a local hospital with a laceration on the side of his head and a swollen right cheek. That same night, Ricky put out a series of tweets reading, "I got mugged playing Pokemon Go in Central Park. Still talking to police and will go to the hospital soon. My jaw is a mess. Thanks all. My Twitch account got suspended. Literally insult to injury."
Yeah, that's another fucked up thing that Twitch used to do. I don't know if they still do. If a crime gets captured on stream, or like something like that, I guess, where you get your ass beat on stream, they just ban the account outright, which is weird. I remember there was that guy who was involved in a hit and run while streaming. At least I think it was a hit and run. Oh, no. There was a streamer who, while streaming IRL, accidentally captured, like, a shootout, I think it was. Like, a guy shot at a car on his stream, and the guy got banned for it. It's really, like, a weird policy they have in that department when you capture something like that. That's technically against TOS, but you had no control over it, and it would also be good evidence. So I don't know why they'd, like, take it down. But yeah, that was something they did for all of those kind of cases. I remember that. I don't know if they still do, though. Yeah.
So if I'm streaming, right, I have a malicious friend, for some reason, in my house, right? He comes in, says a slur, runs out. I'm getting banned, right? I hate it. I hate it so much. And this poor man got pinned down to the ground and robbed. And Twitch is like, oh, nah, that's violent. Take it down. It's like, there's a lot of stuff about Twitch that rubs me the wrong
that policy
way.
is
Anyway,
terrible.
In case you're wondering how Ricky is doing now.
How do they justify it? Because I know they even put out a statement about it. I'm kind of curious. Where can I find those guidelines? Again, I don't know if they still do it, though. But where can I find it? Because I'm curious what they did to defend it. They don't want people faking it for clout. I remember bits and pieces back with the guy who captured a shooter on stream. I think they said something like, we're doing it to keep the VOD private for everyone involved and sharing it with the police or something. Thanks for your subcatamon. I don't remember. If I could just remember what that case was, I'm sure I could find their tweet about it that clarified. Does anyone remember what it was? Because it was a pretty big one. That one got mainstream attention. A streamer had captured like a shootout on stream on Twitch. It was valuable information for the crime, and they banned the account, which then made it inaccessible. Was it North Hollywood shootout? Man, what the fuck? This was 1997 North Hollywood shootout. I remember that. This was not Twitch, you fucking asshole. That one, though, changed law enforcement drastically. So, this is totally unrelated to anything we're watching here with the Twitch crimes. This shootout is fucking crazy. So, 2 robbers were armed to the teeth, like full-blown juggernaut from Modern Warfare 2. And they robbed a store. And the police showed up, and they just started blasting. Like, the guy's full auto, just letting it all hang loose. Oh, it was a bank. They robbed the bank. Yeah, that's what it was. Robbed the bank, just blasting. And the cops were shooting back, but their handguns weren't powerful enough to pierce their armor. So they couldn't actually stop them. They couldn't actually prevent them from leaving or doing anything. So they just kept walking away, taking bullets from the police while firing back. The police got so desperate for firepower, they started, I believe they raided a nearby gun store for like shotguns and other items, and as well as like just trying to find anything with a higher caliber. And it was such a long, drawn-out shootout that post North Hollywood shootout, they started arming police officers much more heavily, like more firepower in their vehicles. It was crazy. The whole thing was captured on helicopter. In fact, the only reason it even ended is because one of the officers got a lucky shot on one of their ankles, because their ankle was slightly exposed, so they hit his ankle. He fell to the floor and knew he was going to be killed, so he took his own life. And then the other one, I think, got really desperate and just started walking at them or something like that. It was something like that. It was crazy. It was fucking crazy. Thanks to Prime Megalodon.
The streamer reacts and is then met with a handgun being pointed at his face, and he screams. Alright, don't roast his scream, because I'm pretty sure if any of us were in that position, we would not know what to do. So I know you chuckled after that scream, and I did too. But like, let's not be too hard on that
normal
scream. One of the thieves goes to
honestly.
keep his wife quiet, and you can hear the kids in the background. The other is beating the streamer repeatedly with brass knuckles, asking where the money is at.
How do people think it's fake then?
Doesn't have any money, but eventually I did find the name of the streamer, and that's TMoneyFG. It seems he doesn't stream anymore, and I couldn't find a YouTube channel, unless it's the one with 1 subscriber, but I doubt it. I also found his Twitter, and it's extremely botted. 16,000 followers and no likes on his recent tweet. Yeah, a little bit weird. You would think that if he faked this, he would at least gain clout from it. And if he faked it, I don't know if he would scream like that on purpose. Plus, why would you put your kids through something like this? I mean,
I don't think it's fake.
A lot of people were assuming that the wife set him up because she was too calm. That was stupid too. You can tell she's trying to stay calm for the kids. So
seems like a weird thing to fake if you don't even stream anymore.
Can't tell. The video looked.
Someone found it. Found the streamer you're asking about. Look up Bees on My Head TV carjacking. He was banned for getting carjacked while viewers were trying to use the VOD to find the guy who robbed them. Twitch came out and clarified their policy in response, stating that streamers are responsible for anything shown on stream. That's exactly what I was thinking of. A carjacking. Not a shootout around cars. You're absolutely right. Did he ever get his account back? Because this is like really a hardline stance. Twitch suspended his account for behavior caught on camera and has since informed the streamer he won't be getting it back anytime soon. Thanks again,
Security breach. No, not the Five Nights at Freddy's game. So 6 months ago, on October 6th, Twitch was hacked and a torrent file containing
this was
125 gigabytes worth of leaks appeared on 4chan, and that included source code, streamer earnings, encrypted passwords, and more. We bring to you today an extremely poggers leak. Twitch is an American video live streaming service that focuses on video game live streaming, including broadcast of esports competitions operated by Twitch Interactive, a subsidiary of Amazon.com. Their community is also a disgusting, toxic cesspool. Beginnings, mobile, desktop, and video game console Twitch clients, creator payouts from 2019 until now. Find out how much your favorite streamer is really making. And then they link.
Did they ever release the second part to this?
Jeff Bezos paid $970 million for this, and we're giving it away for free. Hashtag do better Twitch. Though a bunch of stuff got leaked, people mainly focused on how much their favorite streamers were making. I mean, your passwords were at stake, but people were, you know, kind of mad at XQC for being a millionaire, which we all know. We all know he's a millionaire.
No, that was a surprise to everybody.
Saying they didn't make sense. It's really funny because a lot of Twitch streamers have their sub count like on the top of their head. They're letting you know
that doesn't mean anything.
It just takes a little bit of math. And they claimed that a part 2 was coming out, but that never happened. Many people just assume it was an ex-Twitch employee or a Twitch employee who knew they were going to be fired.
I doubt it was an ex-Twitch employee.
Right, before I go, I'm just going to end this off with a big bang. I'm sure you guys remember the whole Save the Kids thing.
Who could forget?
When crypto was, I wouldn't say at its peak. I would say at its peak popularity within the internet culture, there were a lot of influencers really taking advantage of this. This doesn't even count the NFT thing, right? This is crypto. Crypto and NFTs are very similar, but they are different, right?
Shitcoins versus NFTs.
There were a lot of influencers promoting a bunch of scam coins, and once their fans would like buy the coins, they would quickly just take all the money, dip, leave the coin with no value. I mean, even Aiden Ross admitted to doing this.
Chat, by the way, that MILF token shit I did a while back.
I remember this one.
I already told you guys, don't buy that shit. I got paid a bag to do that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. How many of you guys actually bought it?
Oh my god.
Which was Ice Poseidon. Now, Ice Poseidon used to be a very popular Twitch streamer.
We know this one.
In case you guys haven't heard of him, he's very popular for getting swatted. Yeah, that's what he's known for. He once got swatted on an airplane.
I actually don't know if I'm allowed to watch his story on Twitch. We all know this one though. He openly admitted to stealing, what was it, 500, what was it, $300 or $500,000 from a shitcoin that he was pumping. Just very open. Watch it? I'll just explain it. I made a whole video on it when it happened. Ice Poseidon was pumping a shitcoin. Somehow his community bought into it. He ran away with 300 to 500,000. I don't remember what number it was, but it was somewhere in that ballpark. And he then went on CoffeeZilla's channel and openly said, yeah, I took the money. I was worried the coin was going to lose some value, so I thought I might as well take the money before it hit zero. And he was just very open and honest. And then CoffeeZilla said, hey, why don't you just give the money back since you still have it? I see it in your wallet. You could give the money back. And he said, I could, but I don't want to. Yep. It was fucking crazy.